in behind.
We're all waiting with bated breath.
This will tell us. Steals the ball out of his hands.
There is a disputed possession at that point, and then the ball ends up behind Roger. So there's no way Luca's got this down, certainly at first attempt.
The West Tigers gets the ball first and knock the ball over the field of play. We have a decision.
So they doom in that they knocked it on into Roger.
It's twice now it's gone against the Tigers. Close calls on the goal line.
Some have a drive to seek the outer limits, to ride the edge, testing themselves against the odds and the competition, to put life on the line, to go 330 miles per hour,
but Roger had to turn around and chase.
Let's go down to the sideline with the Warriors having a scrum feed here. Tiffany, what did you find out at half-time?
Well, Benji Marshall called for his men to pick up the intensity and energy and to cut out all of those mistakes. That's how the Warriors have scored these 2 tries. And for Andrew Webster, well, he wants his team to play a bit smarter with how they're executing their last plays, as well as building pressure as they know this Tiger side are going to throw everything at them in this second half.
They got really ambitious. Tonight would be a chance to get back into the positive on the points differential. They went into tonight minus 34. Of course, they have the odd number of points. They had 1.1 all lost in the draw earlier this season with Manly. It may get them in or out of the
help deliver long-lasting remission at 1
ball
year.
again with Vanilla Play.
Serious allergic reactions and an increased risk of infections or a lower ability to fight them may occur.
And then
Tell your doctor if you have
eventually
an
got to
infection or
it.
symptoms, had a vaccine or plan to.
Kick.
Liver problems may occur from Crohn's
Is
disease.
with it for the Tigers, and
Now's the time to ask your gastroenterologist how you can take control of your Crohn's with Skyrizi.
Fucked up, mate.
Learn how AbbVie could help you save.
Qualifying session 3 in Nitro Funny Car brought the same level of performance that everybody else had. 3-side Bob Tasker, the third Motorcraft Funny Car. The
Tigers fans, you know what it was like, those back-to-back wins. Tigers was hard fought the next week. Got on a roll against the Raiders. Second half ripped them apart. That form is a long way behind with what we're seeing here.
He said they were going to try to do it.
Coruscant now on the scoop.
383-9
with the ball.
He's trying to get something to happen, isn't he? Coruscant.
He was a man that made the break just a little bit early. Just
very small. The way he takes off his first 2 steps.
Backfire
Great
right
service.
when they shut the car off. I don't think
back.
a lot of people realize that there was a 483.
In that dummy half roll.
Fino was thrown down in the tackle of Capewell, and they will rule penalty as a result.
His FTI power.
She looked a closely run race, and that's the argument. Capewell's going to say, I got there as he kicked it.
Service Center head contractors Mustang. Remember the last explosion that Blake had on Friday night. He just saw another one there. He pedaled the race car and
in the air.
Backfired.
So he's not
accelerating good.
No, it's the Tigers blokes there are kicking it
lose traction.
too late. The defender's already got to him before he launches the kick.
Back
so
in it, and
that's a tough penalty on Capewell. He was doing his work. He got there.
You see how surprised he looked too.
Division 2 fast.
No, that's not how it should work. The Tigers with the ball will stay with the play. 11 metres away from the line. Corus out to Galvin. Galvin delivers the pass and Fino always between defenders. Now the chance for the Tigers.
Very shallow.
They go to the crash play. Into the in goal and plenty of Warriors hands there. I can count 6 off them.
Brock, he was flickering that ball
He
up
likes
there,
that
trying to
sort
get
of
it as
short
shallow
ball
as possible.
there. To Ikamanu, generally the recipient of it. He's got a couple of tries this year off Appy, and looking like he's going to go one way and then hits him short. Tried exactly the same thing there.
So
Warriors
after 3
hang on.
sessions,
Coruscant still on for the Tigers.
Matt Hagan were deadlocked on ET, but Task, of course, had the speed number, which placed him number 1.
What can they unlock here?
Fino
with that.
Stan Wilkerson making up.
Ducked under the tackle there of Capewell
in the category after 3 sessions.
5 away. Now halfway through the session. Appy might have to do it all himself here. Away for Safar. Galvin keeps them in 2 minds.
Buddy Ho in his final attempt made the field at 408.1 at 319 miles an hour. They got the cut on the racetrack and bumped themselves in.
Warriors
let's take a look at how close Chris Morrell got.
Momentum take him over the sideline.
Some of the metal flake might have
Not much going right for the Tigers.
He might have polished some of the metal flake down there. He didn't actually touch, but that is as close as you're going to get.
Took an age.
2 cars leaving the starting
to get
line.
him in the touch here.
And
Let's
that is, hey Chris, that's an expensive camera, man.
1, 2,
Come on. Thankfully,
3,
he didn't get it.
4,
and for
5,
Buddy Hall, he did
6
find his
seconds.
way into the number
What do you
16
help?
spot.
Well, never stopped him.
Bruce Pedregon lined up next to Alex Pilatinovich, the snap-on tools makers
Well,
and
I've heard
fixers
him yell
dive
out
for
a lot of
Pedregon
times.
sitting
Couple
14th.
of seconds.
Pilatinovich was the last guy who had a shot to bump himself in for the Redshirt Friday.
Possession has evened up just a little since half-time.
Cruz and
To buckle with it.
shut it off. He coasted across first. And for Cruz, a good showing, got to the quarterfinals.
Now
just a week
Egan.
ago in Seattle, made some good runs.
And up
Here,
over the
they have
advantage
been
line
plagued
with
problems
Walker.
land in that 14th spot. Dave Richards
This
and
time
the
it's the last
Versatran
tackle
Uber
for
Turf Crew
the
ran a
Warriors. Couple of
401 during the third qualifying session.
uneventful six
Listen, they
there.
tried to push their boundaries here, and
Martin's
so many
kick.
teams did. They smoked the tires just
Long.
before the 330, but the 401 they laid down
with
a
it
competitive
for the
run,
West Tigers.
and likely will set them up to be
Certainly is a hard run,
competitive in
and
the first
again
round
they've
of Sunday
connected
eliminations, which will of course take place
Wade
earlier
Egan's head.
in the morning.
It has been
Only Denzo's on the wing,
figuratively
Powerbuilt Tools,
speaking, a punching bag.
and his talented crew that carried him to a final round
He's
appearance
copped it
last
from
week
all
in Seattle.
sides. I mean, get him
Alexis
a
Ajuri, the Madero
pack and a
Premium
pen
Tequila.
I reckon, for after.
Toyota GR Supra. Paul Lee had some pretty odd-looking header flames at the end of that run, but DeJoria,
Often do we
a
see
nice
the
391.9 at 326 miles an
three
hour.
defenders
You know, that 391.9,
coming
you
off
and I
with
looked
the-
at each other
with
and
the
thought, okay, there may be something out there. Chad
It's
Green
become
said, I'm
more
going to show
and
you.
more in our
I'm going to show
game.
you what's out
And
there.
here is excitement.
Exactly
And
what's out there. For Lexus, they finally
You
got a
haven't
good
seen
run
this
again.
kid
They
play.
had the early portion of the
He's
run.
got some
Right,
talent.
and some of the early
Alasima, just his third
Joe
game
Serena walking to the back of the car. Boxo Tools, Summit
in
Racing
the
Equipment,
NRL.
and the DHL Supra.
See the run he made
Motorsport.
against the
Bulldogs on debut. Yeah, could have won the game. Oh, yeah, that was good.
It was Sonny Bill.
Speed.
A run for
Strength,
position here. The two
fend,
cars about
balance in
deadlock,
one
but
run.
Chad Green, 3.908
Alaliki
at
will come off the
328
field.
miles
That'll
an
force
hour.
a reach.
That is the type of run that will be very competitive on Sunday afternoon if the team can bushwhack their way through the first couple of rounds. And
Just
Dan Wilkerson coming up here.
Coruscant.
Ag Power Equipment Mustang. Tim Wilkerson has
Galvin,
been
a bomb
tweaking
from
on his
40
tune-up and
metres
rod
out.
caps.
Can they force a
And a rough
mistake?
weekend
Two
for
of
himself
us
in
is
Seattle,
check
but this car
underneath
looks
it.
very good here, the Napa GR Supra. And it is
Was
a different
able
car
to
that he rolled
catch
out.
it
That was a
uncontested.
backup car that they started
10 and a
in,
half gone.
picked up right when they
Second half,
left off in
no
terms of
change to the
performance.
halftime
Keep an eye on
score, which
Wilkerson.
really
He has been
highlights
good
how
early
hard
in
that
the
last
run.
try of the first half
Previous
hurts the
qualifying.
Tigers. Treatment on Latini Zalesniak there. Absolute strong tackle. Long ball. Across to
Again, such a
on the
nice
wing.
surface here, but for Wilkerson,
He
it did
does a great
backfire,
job.
and he gathers the car up to pull it
Capel.
over to his side of the track.
And then he
396
rolls the ball
279 for Wilkerson
off
after
the
the engine
ground.
expired.
The
For Ron
Tigers
Caps,
get the ball.
3.901 at 331.
Good Capel went
That
for
was,
base.
you can see it knocked the ball right off the top of the engine.
Pretty quickly
lifted
there.
the supercharger
Young
off.
all
They're
the
gonna
good
have
work
some
there
damage.
too.
But that
Capel,
supercharger
it's a
is
great
held
run
on by
upfield.
aluminum studs. By design, they do not want
Look, he tried to lay
damage.
the
So
ball
there may
back.
be minimal damage.
Another
However,
sport.
still, again, early in the run for Wilkerson, very impressive.
Back
They
inside
look
to,
through
it's like
the
it's
Lexan
your turn
windows
to
of
take a
Bob
run here.
Taskin's Mustang over to
Here's
Matt
Galvin.
Hagan across the racetrack. We saw
And
these
long,
two
they got a chance, the
deadlocked in
Tigers.
performance on elapsed time.
Fino held by
Tasker
the
with big
defense,
speed
but a
to
little
the weekend,
desperate
as
here.
always.
The Warriors, safe up.
And for Bob Tasker III in this final session, a
Galvin.
386
They don't want to give the Tigers a sniff.
337
That's
miles
for
an hour.
sure.
That was a
Coruscant.
mic drop run.
And across with
Hagan runs
Fino,
a
then on
395.5, which is
for
pretty stout, but at 86
But he
and
wasn't
337
exploding back
in
on that
this,
inside
and it's
run,
beautiful
was he?
conditions, obviously, but to be able to do
Four
what so many
tackles down
teams tried and
Tigers.
failed at was significant. This is the final
This
of the Mission
time,
Too Fast, Too Tasty
the
Challenge.
only
The Formula
fighter in the
Quality
set
Tools
restart.
Camaro of Austin
On,
Brock. There is Jim Head, the
on
owner
play
and tuner of
four.
Blake Alexander's Prado Auto Service Center head contractors ride.
Tigers fans get a little edgy here. And a straight charging run to easy.
We see Austin
And a
Brock
little
just gaining
meditation
experience
in
here
game
as Brock
number
of 59 on the
150.
tree. He is just so good at the starting
That
line.
was a
397,
gift.
332 miles an hour.
Well,
Alexander's
the
car,
Tigers are in the game.
393.6 at Spunovich course.
Yeah, that's not quite a tenth of a second advantage, starting line advantage for Austin Brock, but there was no looking back. But in terms of performance, Blake Alexander and Jim Head, the setup that he put on that
They've
car was
taken out.
not
They've
far
actually
behind.
had 54%
Bob
of the
Tasker
ball.
III goes into eliminations. The number one
That's so
qualifier.
often
Matt
happens.
Hagan matched him to the thou, but
Coruscant
didn't have the speed.
turns 4
Buddy
to
Hall,
6.
that final round qualifying run
Points
put
the
him in the
difference.
field. Let's talk to Bob Tasker.
Here at Go
He's with
Media
Amanda.
Stadium.
For the second time this season, Bob Casca is the #1 qualifier. And Bob, we saw some sunshine on this track this afternoon. How important will that round be to eliminations tomorrow?
It's an important run. These are the conditions we're going to see. I tell you, we wanted to run 340 so bad for these fans out here. You might see it tomorrow morning. We pressed a little bit too hard on that last session, but we just wanted to make a full pull. Nice solid run on that last run, and we'll see what this motorcraft can do tomorrow now.
To go short side. Finu back to center field.
Forward will be coming in as a standard bearer for funny cars from this yes, racing adjacent to the racetrack. It is so beautiful in this part of the world. When we come back, we'll show you the competition ladders, and Tony might be down there picking brakes. I'll grab it back up into the booth. Stay with us.
It's a flying Charlie Staines incoming for a four-pointer.
That was some sort of finish there by Charlie Staines. A little bit of luck on the Tigers' way. The Harvey Norman replay. Look at that, the kick. Fanu got himself into the game. The ricochet, the flick out the back. That's skillful there. And what a finish there from Charlie Staines. Made the mistake a little bit earlier, but we've got to give him a rap when he deserves it. A little ricochet off there. Look at this pass from Buller. That's wonderful skill. Great finish.
Confident about which used car to buy? Nope. Why not ask the most confident person you know?
My old high school coach. Put his body way away from the cover defense.
Just say,
there was no
show me
way
the
they were going to bump him out.
You'll get the most accurate price based on the vehicle's accident history. Shop at the all-new Carfax.com.
With Armor All, a little bit of this.
But across the face, 14-10.
Protects you from a lot.
23.5 to go, Tiffany.
Of that.
Tigers are slowly making a comeback, but
Armor All. Less work, more
just
clean.
heard some bad news about the 18-year-old winger Luke
Denso
Lally.
has an
He's
oxygen
a category
sensor
1
for over 99%
HIA,
of all
so he will not
vehicles
be
on the
making
road.
a return.
Everyone is built to the highest original equipment standards. That's why the top 20 automakers choose Denso for their new vehicles, and why you should always choose genuine Denso replacement parts.
I was just asking if you had
the thrust he needed. Tenny Zalesiak with the ball for the Warriors.
No worries. Good talk.
Denso. The best part is peace of mind.
Americans turn to RVing in record numbers as they pursue the spirit of freedom and travel exploration.
The RV community is stronger than ever as family and friends seek quality time together.
That is a penalty that the Warriors have won straight away now on the attack.
Camping World has been a part of the American dream since 1966. Shop over 6,000 RVs for less than $200 a month, only at Camping World.
Every Saturday, your game is on Fox.
I mean, just feast your eyes on this. Because if baseball is as American as apple pie, then Fox Saturday Baseball is one heck of a slice. And with these guys on the menu, all you gotta do is sit back, relax, and make some room for a big old helping. With a cherry on top. Come on, it's Saturday.
The Denso NHRA Sonoma Nationals is sponsored by Mission Foods. Make today delicious with Mission Foods. Now that's too fast, too tasty. And by Denso. The best part is peace of mind. Those famed homes are known as the Painted Ladies. San Francisco has such great history. Certainly a hub of technology this time in the world. And we have competition ladders to talk about. We talk about speed. We talk about efficiency. We're going to talk about Pro Stock Motorcycle. And this class has certainly begun to become more and more interesting with Matt Smith's emergence as a big threat to win. Chase Van Zandt will take on Richard Gadsden in round one. That's a biggie. How about your side?
Too Fast, Too Tasty finalist Gianna Evarista will take on newcomer Clayton Howie. And very interesting how the Gage Herrera is as many problems as he's had. He's still starting from that number 3 position.
He is. He has Steve Johnson, over which he holds a performance advantage. But in the second round, he'll be taking on either Angie Smith or John Hall. Things could get interesting there. The Lucas Oil ladder for Pro Stock. The final of the Mission Too Fast, Too Tasty Challenge was the Coughlin boys, and that'll be the first round matchup in Pro Stock. Eric Anders will take on Chris McGahey as well.
Jag Jr., eat your Wheaties after putting that whipping on your uncle there. And Dallas Glenn will take on an always tough Kenny Delco. And we'll see what Matt Hartford can pull out on the starting line against Jerry Tucker.
Corey Reed, the rookie season has begun for him, be taking on Derek Kramer. Now Nitro Funny Car. Bob Tasker III will have Buddy Hull, Alexis DeJoria, and Paul Lee. That one's going to be fun to watch. And how about Dan Wilkerson and Dave Richards?
With Chad Green, I think Chad Green, Blake Alexander, that will be very intriguing. And of course, Ron Capps. It's hard to say what that snap-on machine will do, but no easy matchup for Ron Capps.
J.R. Todd will take on the California Independent, Jason Rupert, who's racing out of the number 11 position. And for the Top Fuel ladder, this one also has some pretty big teeth in it. Sean Langdon will take on Tony Stewart. This has just become a very tough situation for Stewart. Cannot get a break in the first round. Justin Ashley and Tony Schumacher, we've seen plenty of that as well.
We've seen so many good matchups in the first round of Top Fuel this year, and it's not going to end here. Clay Milligan, Steve Torrance, that'll be a big one. Antron Brown will not have an easy go against Sean Reed. And take a look at Brittany Forrest, her tough matchup against Josh Hart.
And then, of course, Billy Torrance and Jasmine Salinas. Salinas motivated now. She's gone rounds at multiple races. The home race, we've said it so many times, but racers do tend to step up when they are at their home racetrack in their home part of the world. Play NHRA. You can hit the flow code to learn more about Play NHRA. You can certainly go to nhra.com/Play NHRA. You can check out the odds. You can check out ways to get involved on the fantasy level or the gaming level. And you can get involved and maybe leave a Sunday race day, a couple extra bucks in your pocket. Here are the odds for race winners this week. Doug Coletta favored in Top Fuel, Tasca favored in Funny Car, Erica Enders favored in Pro Stock, and of course Gage Herrera still, despite the fact he qualified third and got bumped in the first round of the Too Fast Too Tasty Challenge, continues to be a favorite in Pro Stock Motorcycle. Coming up next on your local Fox affiliate, 4 p.m. Eastern. You're going to make the switch, head over there, and you're going to watch the elimination rounds from this drag race, which could contain history. The first round, at least the first round, will still give conditions capable of supporting 340 miles an hour, and we know how bad Bob Tasca wants it. Thanks to Bruno and Amanda. Thank you to Tony. I'm Brian. Tune your local Fox affiliate now to watch us in Eliminations in Sonoma.
Welcome in here on Fox Sports 1 and the Rugby Network internationally. It's the American Airlines takeoff, getting you set for the Western Conference Final. 12 miles south of Seattle, Washington, Tukwila is where the Seawolves call home. They'll welcome in the Dallas Jackals, the Cinderella story thus far in the Major League Rugby playoffs. You see our bracket brought to you by sportsbreaks.com. New England won yesterday by 6. They're awaiting the winner of this match. They'll meet next Sunday on Fox for the MLR Championship Shield. Great to see you and be with you. Will Hooley, our resident 10, our resident 9, Mike Petrie, Dallin Stanford, and Kit McConico, our pitch side. And let's start with you, Will, in Seattle. This is a club that knows how to get it done this time of the year. How do you see it unfolding for them today?
They do know how to get it done. Credit to Alan Clark, the squad he's built. They've had to deal with a lot of injuries this season, but still, they're towards the top of the tree of the West. I do have them as favourites overall, but when you've got a team like Dallas, who are the MLR's dark horse, you never know. But I do see Seattle potentially be favourite being at home.
Dallas last week, Mike, beat the best team in the regular season, Houston.
I mean, seriously, where did Dallas come from? Like, two years ago, they were winless in this league. Last year, they had 2 wins. Now, all of a sudden, they sneak in as the 4th seed. They knock off the best team in the league, the Houston SaberCats, with the best record. I mean, this is an awesome story for Dallas.
Let's see if it continues today. They're going to need a lot of help, and we'll get a look at our head-to-head. The Nines brought to us by Ovalie.
This one will come down to game management. The team that controls the speed of play will punch their ticket to San Diego. Seattle turns to recently capped USA Eagle J.P. Smith. The South African Smith is a veteran with the Seawolves, and he's a big driver for their team. His influence in the kicking game is especially big. Just look at his numbers in that area. He controls the flow of their game. Across from him is another South African scrum half in Juan D'Oliver. He leads an offense that has the fastest breakdown speed in the league and scored more tries than any other team during the regular season. He scored a great one himself last week, running an inside support line off a line break. He's young, he hustles, and he's part of this dynamic Jackals offense. This is going to be fun to watch.
Dallas has scored more tries than any side in Major League Rugby. Can they continue that today against a Seattle team that is 8-1 this season at home? Western Final is next.
Whoa, hold on. What have you done? I borrowed some adamantium from your claws, and I made us something special. Yeah.
Heineken Silver, all the taste, no bitter endings.
I'm adding Downy Unstoppables to my wash. Now I'll be smelling fresh all day long. Still fresh. Still fresh!
So fresh! With Downy Unstoppables, you just toss, wash, wow. For all-day freshness.
It's treasure time. Duck hunt, treasure hunt, finally go. We're gonna find some old cool relics. My hands are shaking.
A new season of Duck Family Treasure, streaming now on Fox Nation.
There are over 75 million monthly Tubi viewers. That's more people than there are wall-mounted dual-actuating drinking fountains, which means Tubi is more popular than health code violations. Tubi, it's more popular than wall-mounted dual-actuating drinking fountains.
At over $4 a blade, shaving every day gets expensive. Harry's 5-blade razor offers me a close, comfortable shave. Best part, refills are as low as $2 each, half of what I paid before.
Go to harrys.com/shave to claim your $7 trial.
BK's new fiery menu, 5 items, 5 levels, so you can do you. Level 1's like, level 5's a beer. Woo! It's fiery. And BK, having your way.
Hey, Mr. Poacher.
Yeah?
Tired already? Here, have a Red Bull.
And then?
Then run faster.
Oh. Red Bull gives you wings.
Today's presentation of Major League Rugby is brought to you by Globant, the official digital transformation partner of MLR. When technology meets passion, the unthinkable happens. American Airlines, travel is better when you're an Advantage member. And by SportsBreaks.com, the official fan travel partner of Major League Rugby. Perfect day just outside of downtown Seattle for the Western Conference Final. Time now to look at the starting lineups. They're brought to us by Ali Salomaria. Will Hooley, Seattle up first.
Well, there's one change from that team that beat the San Diego Legion, and it's a number 7. It's Paga Haini that steps in. Devon Shaw, unfortunately with a broken hand. But this pack has got a lot. It's got a lot of height as well, and the line out look no further than Herbst. With the backs, JP Smith at 9 and Matt Mason at 10. Matt Mason being the ultimate point scorer. And for the Seattle Seawolves, he'll be key to their game today. Alan Clark, such a successful coach in MLR. He has those reserves to call upon none other than Sam Windsor, MLR all-time point scorer.
Big weapon to have. As for Dallas, Mike Petrie, a last-minute change up front for them.
They had planned to make only 3 changes to the engine room. Murray, Burr, and Fry were into the starting lineup. But during warm-ups, number 8, Tui Fua is out. He's injured. Replaced by Folau wearing number 22. No changes to the Jackals in the dynamic backline. They scored 4 of their last 5 tries last weekend in their win over Houston. They have talent and pace across the board. Head coach Augustin Cavallari has really helped this franchise turn a huge corner, but he ran into that coaching nightmare with that injury during warm-ups, so that moves Orsada into the lineup wearing a blank jersey. That's a huge shakeup for the Jackals right before kickoff.
Yeah, we'll see how that affects them. Let's get a look now at the betting lines before we get underway. They're brought to us by SCCG. I will let you know that last week Seattle was a home underdog against San Diego. They are the favorite this week. The spread in most betting sites is 6.5 points. And our match officials are brought to us by Arctic the veteran, Scott Green. He'll work this one along with the assistant referees, Chris Asmus and Khalil Harrison. And our TMO on site with myself, Will, and Mike here in Indy is Cam Russell. Here we go in the Western Final, the 3rd consecutive year that Seattle has been here. 2022, they advanced on to the championship. They lost to New York. Last year, they lost against San Diego, and now they've got it back on the home pitch as we are up and underway. Seattle, they are in the black kits. Dallas, just 6 wins in the regular season, but doesn't matter at this point. They beat the team that was 14-2 in the regular season last week on the road by 12 points. There's a kick banged all the way down the pitch, and they'll let that go 55 meters, Will.
55 meters, but ultimately that's not going to make a lot of difference because it's going to come all the way back. So an interesting start to this game, the first 30 seconds.
Yep, we'll get a look at the USI Insurance keys to victory. We start with Seattle.
Yes, it was.
Well, Seattle on the ball have got lots of potential. They've got a lot of hard runners, but it's going to be their defense that's going to win them the game today. I'm sure Mike's going to talk about Dallas in a minute, but they've got to be organized. They want to get good set-piece organized defense, not try and defend loose ball. They want to try and control this game as much as possible.
And Dallas is that loose kind of team. I mean, Seattle's definitely won championships through defense, but as I mentioned in the open, the Jackals lead the league in breakdown speed and scored more tries than any other team during the regular season. If they can play at pace and bring that loose style of play into the game, they could try to run Seattle around the field and turn that into points on the board.
Seattle among the 4 remaining playoff sides entering the weekend. It scored the fewest. 67 tries for them to put in here from Juan D. Oliver. Oliver got it at the back, then it gets pulled back in there, and the whistle called. And Scott Green, the penalty call on Seattle. They're trying to go tap and go, but Scott Green's going to bring them back here, guys.
That is so frustrating. Oh, my gosh. If I was Juan D. Oliver, I would be steaming right now because the penalty was on. Great first statement at scrum time by the Dallas Pack. And, I mean, Oliver just, I mean, he had to have been behind the scrum. And that would be the only thought of why he would get called back here. So, as we look at this, the penalty comes. They're going forward. Seattle's just going backwards. There's the mark. Has to be that Oliver is not at the mark.
That was quick.
But
that was lightning
real fast.
Quick. And what a start to this game as well. That is talk about just putting your ascendancy on, putting your foot down. Dallas coming away from home again in this playoff game. And they've got 3 points now. Juan D. Oliver. Wow, what a start for the Jackals.
8 of 11 on the season is Oliver. Last week, 3 of 5 in the victory over the Houston SaberCats. Chip shot here from 20 meters. Toe meets leather. Up, and it is good. And Dallas has a 3-0 lead. Mentioned Dallin Stanford, Kit McConico. Down to Dallin.
Yeah, in the crowd here, guys, together with Broccoli, guys, several players from the Seattle Seahawks, Seattle Sounders, Seattle Reign, plus older fans from the Morning Star Living Center. They received a visit early this week from Sam Windsor, Jackson Zeburick, and Cody Baker. And Kit, I know you got some intel about the Dallas side.
I do. Thank you, Dallin. As you guys mentioned, a late change for Dallas. Sam Tuifu, the star number 8, injured in warm-up. He's replaced by Marcus Falau in the 15. The Argentine, Joaquin Orsada, comes into the 23, but that is a massive blow for the Jackals without Tuifu in today's 23. Back to you, Ben.
Great stuff, boys. And Mike, you talked about it. That is a huge blow, as Kit said, because of the amount of carrying of the pill he does.
He's a big ball carrier for Dallas. He gets them some good go forward. He's physical. And, I mean, when you lose your number 8 right before kickoff, that is, I mean, I said the word earlier, it's like a nightmare for coaches, but for teammates as well. Will, all of a sudden, one of your buddies goes down, that puts you in a tough mental spot.
Yeah, and Will, you literally looked up. We have about 5 monitors in front of us and saw that happen as it happened pregame here. We got a penalty call here going for Seattle.
I mean, ultimately, you've got a lot of things that happen in rugby. Injuries happen on the day. I mean, both these teams have got injuries. You know, like someone like Sam Goller is not also playing for the Dallas Jackals today. Yeah. But also on the flip side, Seattle have had to deal with it. They've had to deal with it all season. And even, I didn't get to mention in the backs, they got a complete reshuffle in the back 3. They got Stigling at number 11. They've got Moonaham, obviously recently capped for the Eagles at 14, and Rousseau has just moved into 15, which means Lepetti goes into 13.
Yeah.
I'm saying all of that as literally Matt Payson just missed touch on the penalty. There's a lot going on already today.
Yeah, Seattle's been without their captain and MLR legend Riekert Haddock for some time. And this is earlier what I referenced with you. This is what you looked up and saw and said, hey, check this out. This is what transpired.
And just see it there, can't you? Yeah. I mean, it's just the devastation on the guy's face. And
that's awful.
Hey, honestly, Tuifu, as you mentioned, Mike, such a talisman when he's giving them the front foot he's given them, particularly in the last few weeks.
Here's the line out for Seattle. Well executed. Here they come with some speed. They get the ball back now. Good inside ball. They got a chance for a big break here. Nice ball put into the hands there of the runner, and they're down to the 22-meter line. Seattle, 211 times this season they've been inside of the opposition 22, and 109 times they've come out with points. That's 4th in the league. Quick restart here. But Scott Green says it was a little too quick.
Number 3.
And they're going to bring him back.
Offside.
What a first line-out move of the game from Seattle Seawolves. Both have got strong line-outs, but it's the attacking threat. Outstanding play as Mac Mason lines up 3 points, hopefully at his own. But watch how they just set this up. Some of the dummy lines, the blocking lines, but it's this inside ball as it finally goes out the back. The hard lines bite, and it's there, right on the shoulder of Mac Mason is Stigling, and he just picks that line, and away he goes. Really good play. Probably a play they've had planned going into this game, but you've got to give the pass right at the end, Mike, haven't you? Oh, Connor Moonahan will be screaming.
You saw him throw his hands up. He's like, give me the ball, give it to me. There was so much space in front of him.
So Mac Mason, normally very sure-footed, but missing there.
So excited about that play. It's almost I forgot that Mac Mason had a three-point chance, and you would bank it. You can see he's shaking his head. Here's a guy who's MLR's top point scorer this season, well over 150 points. That's a surprising miss.
164, in fact. Leading the league. What a season it's been for him. Now 62 of 80 on the season. And Seattle gets it right back here after the kickback from Dallas. Here they come with a lot of speed. A live wire coming out towards the halfway line. And a penalty call here, says Scott Green on Seattle.
Number 3.
Just tell the Jackals, they're a team full of confidence. You talk about it at the beginning, how I say the dark horse, and who would have thought maybe the Jackals would have been in this position. But there's one thing that they have got amongst them is confidence from that win away at Houston last week. They have nothing to lose. And you could say that for anyone, but they really are in this position through merit, but at the same time, no one expected them to be here. They've won 9 matches in 3 seasons.
I mean, that's all you need to know about the unbelievable run, to your point, they're on. Our American Airlines weather report, high temp 77 is what they're calling for. Winds, you see, that could be a factor here. Right now it's 68 degrees, and out of the line out, Seattle comes away with a ball, working inside of their own 22. They come with speed. Up that far touchline, kick over the top, good ball. Can they get to it and play it? No, they can't. As they had a pretty good set of wheels going after it there, but they're unable to get it.
Against a team like Seattle, you can't throw away an opportunity like that. You get really your first set piece attacking line out on the 22-meter line. You get it stolen, and then you give up a big break. So really just a change here of, gosh, that's a big turn. You go from your attacking 22 to all of a sudden being on your defensive 22 in a span of like 10 seconds.
Yeah.
So big turn for Dallas. Another throw in here for them at the line out, but they've got to get this right. It's a big part of their game to set a foundation for their attack.
Dallas, 86% will call it on the lineouts. They're a skosh under at 85.9. Entering the match, they get it in. The high throw there. Nakuru able to pull it down. Now the Jackals. This pitch, guys, as you know, and I'm sure most that follow this league, this is a shrunken down pitch size. That's a factor.
It is, and therefore both backer forwards are going to be so key. Discipline like this is going to be so key, because I remember if you kick for touch, it's like you get that extra bit of meters because it's not quite as long as well, the field. So, you know, one penalty could lead you straight from your own half into the opposition's 22, as we might find out from here. But I really am interested by this battle at the lineup, because you've got some quality second rows. There you go. What a kick there from Elias.
Bombs away.
Right into the 22. But the lineup's a key area for both of them. Seattle Seawolves, they've deliberately picked 3 second rows in this starting pack. The likes of Droster, the likes of Herbst, and as you say, Nakuru. These guys are all over 6'5". They are line-out options. But now for Dallas Jackals, we've got another injury. Yeah, Dallas can try and make a go of themselves at the line-out time. I think that's Joe Taufete'e.
It is, yeah. The last thing that Seattle needs is more of that. It was mentioning earlier, Riekert Hadding's been out. Captain, longtime Seawolf since this league started. Charles Elton was leading the league in tackles when he went out. Devin Short broke his hand last week. Duncan Matthews injured last week. Peter Malcolm's been out. Pulu's out. All kinds of guys. Let's see if we can see anything here on this play where Taufete'e was shaken up there. Tough to tell.
He's going to continue.
Let's check in with Dallin while we got a break here. Dallin.
Yeah, Ben, so he took a big hit. Big Joe went to the ground there. And the interesting thing, Shannon, the coaches this week, they've been obviously weathering a storm of injuries. Jackson is on the bench. They only hope to bring him on in the second half. So they hope Big Joe can go 60 minutes or more and then bring in the young gun. He seems to be on his feet, which is great news.
Yeah, an absolute warrior, as we all know. Capped Eagle and longtime member of this league. And here we go back to it. Line out for Dallas, but it's blown dead by Scott Green.
He is honestly, Big Joe Tafate is everything for the Seawolves. They need him on this field. When they haven't had him on the field in the past, it's when they've had struggle. That's nothing against the others, but yeah, they need the big USA Eagle hooker to stay on this pitch.
Massive moment here. Dallas on top 3-0 inside of the 22 with the line out. Good throw. They get it down. Trying to get the push going. There's their hooker. Dallas's hooker. Dewey cuts a 5 tries when they met back in April in round 6. A Major League Rugby record from the back of the mall. He had a hat trick in the first half. This is turned into a street fight here in this mall. It's still going. Finally comes down. Oliver, base of the rock, plays the ball back. 3 Seawolves immediately there. Ben Fry got the carry. There's the guy replacing the so important Sam Tuifua there. The carry from Marcus Falau, wearing 22, playing at the number 8 position. Oliver takes a look. Loose head props the guy he turns to. That's Liam Murray. Once again, here comes Dallas. On 7 meters out. Oliver now will try the other part of the pitch. 2 Seattle defenders quickly there. Dallas trying to grind them down here.
Inside, boys.
Voice of Scott Green there, our referee. Outside, right on the touchline, trying to get there, diving and get it down. One hand and they get it down. What a play there, putting that ball down from Dallas.
Wow, they just took Seattle through so many phases to earn that try. You talk about earning a score. That is a huge, huge testament. We talked about Dallas being able to play very loose, but this was just really organized and very patient. Started with that maul. They threw a couple backs into it, and then they went phase after phase. But how about that from Gomez Vara? That basketball-type pass over the top. And then look at this. Stays in bounds, walks the tightrope, finds the corner. That is Nick Ben. I mean, what a finish on the outside by Ben. Unbelievable work by Dallas to show some patience to get the first try of this game and be up in the lead now 8-0.
Gomez Vara is a name that we really need to shout about.
Yes, we do.
He has been so good for the Jackals lately. He was brilliant last week in Houston, and that is an unbelievable offload as the Jackals have the first try of the game.
Looking to go up 10 here in the first 12 minutes of this match. Nate Osborne told us earlier in the week, the first 20 minutes is everything when you play in this stadium, and the Dallas Jackals have been absolutely perfect. They lead at 10-0 after the kick. Speaking of Nate Osborne, Kid, I know you talked to him as well.
I did indeed. Last week, before Dallas's first ever playoff match, he predicted an exact 12-point victory over rival Houston. That's how many they won by. Before today's match, he said, and I quote, "We're definitely going to win, and we will win by 8 points." We'll see if he can prove prophetic yet again if Dallas out in San Diego next week.
Yeah, that's impressive stuff, Kit. And he said, too, he may have told Kit the same thing. He said, whoever has the biggest and best swagger wins this match, is what he told me.
I love that. I love the confidence. Get the man to Vegas now. The confidence in not just the Dallas Jackals team, but also the coach as well. I hope that didn't come to bite him.
I mean, listen, if you were part of the Jackals, you'd have so much confidence now, too. Because really, I mean, like, when I said at the beginning, where did they come from? Like, honestly, like, nobody's radar. Nobody picked them in any context to be anywhere near the playoffs, let alone being up 10-0 on Seattle in the Western Conference Finals.
And one of the other things he said in talking to him earlier this year when you and I did that crazy match they had at Utah, he said our guys won 2 matches in 2 years. They were willing to try anything. It was easy to get them to buy in. Here's a scrum situation here, and Dallas looks like they come away with another win.
Yeah, and actually just now, what has it been, the last couple of scrums, scrum penalty. And you can sense with the Seattle team, they're under pressure on that first scrum. Therefore, they're wanting to get the hit early. They're trying to get the ascendancy a bit early. It was on their ball, the Seawolves, and in there penalised for a free kick by the referee. So that's an easy out from the Dallas to have.
Free kick there taken. Now Seattle. You saw the coaching staff for the Dallas Jackals. Justin Cavallari, the Argentinian, was on the left. Nate Osborne on the right. Sporting the beret, and their side on top here. 10-0 here. 14.5 minutes into the match now. Dallas has got the pill back. They pop one up, far side of the pitch, near the touchline. Contested ball. Seattle, though, looks like they came down with it over there, and they did. Now J.P. Smith. Last time the three of us saw JP was in the red, white, and blue, playing for the USA Eagles.
It's available now.
He's going to go to the boot here. Take by Dallas, 10 meters from the halfway line. Oliver. Quick in there to get it. Mike, you talked about how quick they are at the ruck. It's very evident they don't mess around.
They recycle the ball so quickly, and that's so fundamental to a good attack. I mean, you and I both know Will is a 9 and 10. You live off of that fast ball, but in this situation, you just settle it. You play the field position game, and you kick, but kick it down the middle. That's a dangerous kick to kick to Seattle right down the middle of the field.
It is absolutely key what you just said there. Yes, they want to play sweeter ball, as now Seattle try and work to this right-hand side. But you've also got to do it in the right time and right place. Kicking early, both teams will be a bit nervy, but now Seattle are into this game.
They got some pace now as they come forward. Go Heine with a carry. He scored a try last week. Nice ball there, played on by the 10. Mason barely touched his hands, and he just tapped it right through. Now Seattle with a good-looking passage here so far of play. 16 minutes gone. They're down 10-0 on the home pitch. 19-3 in their last 22 here at Starfire. 8-1 this season. They are so tough to beat. Good offload there. They're still charging up that far side line. They try for the offload. Dallas claiming that went out, but it did not. And Scott Green now with a whistle.
Just a knock on right there at the end. As what a bit of play, and Matt Mason was at the heart of everything, not just the first play, but then also the second play. But watch this move that they put it to the outside as Connor Mooneyham gets to the edge. This is where the attack really starts to go. But then watch this bit of handling from Mason. There, just tap across into the big man, Sanjo Tafate, and then they're on the front foot. Then they get going again, and it's a brilliant tack from Nick Ben just to keep Stigling out. A knock on there right in the end by Kubisha, but wow, I feel like the Seawolves had just got a little bit of something from that, and it was from that man, Matt Mason, right from the beginning, right to the end. He's at the heart of that attack.
Dallas player down right side of your screen there. They're tending to him. Scott Green, some words there for J.P. Smith.
I can't guarantee anything else.
Dallas there without a couple of key players. Mentioned what Seattle doesn't have. Sam Gala's out, the USA Eagle. Mitch Richardson plays for the Canadian side, the international ranks. He's out. Ronan Foley's out. You know something about this because he is at his brother's wedding this weekend. You were overseas last week and literally traveled halfway around the world and back to get here this weekend with us.
It's selfish, isn't it, when the siblings decide to get married on important weekends.
Rugby weekends.
Well, congratulations to him, and yeah, congratulations to my brother last weekend. But he'll be keeping, I'm sure, an eagle eye on this one for the Jackals. But now it's Seattle's time, right close to the line. You've got loads of runners, likes of Dan Creel in there and Tavita Lepetti. Both centres will look to get over, I'm sure, on this one. And, of course, J.P. Smith. You can see Broccoli Glove just behind this scrum as well. He'll be cheering on the Seawolves too.
Smith with the put-in. Comes free into his hands now. Takes a look, played it into the middle, and it's knocked through. And Dallas comes up, breaks that up.
I mean, I don't know about you, Mike, but there's passing at the gain line, and then there's passing literally man and ball, and I just think it was just give him a a bit more of a go. I don't know. It was like trying to go right to the last minute.
They threw him into a steel door is what I think they just did here. So JP Smith just throws him straight into the cold face. I mean, he didn't really stand a chance. That pass, not that it was a bad pass as far as like position, goes right into his chest. But I mean, he literally threw it with about maybe a foot of space between the ball carrier and the defense.
I mean, the thing is, you want to go to the gain line, you want to have defenders interested, but when I said about those two power runners, almost get it to them early. They haven't had much of a carry in the game so far. Get on the front foot, get around the corner. In the end, they come up with a mistake, and Dallas connects it.
It was Tavite Lopetti that he was looking for. Now, scrum for Dallas. They're pinned against their own try line, but they get a little relief here as they boot this down. But Seattle, they got some speed coming back. Vivian Rousseau. We're in the 15 today. Jackals get to it. Offload made. Here they come. Seattle inside of the 22. Now Smith down there. He's about 8 meters shy of the line. Gets it free. Played it back there for Nakuru. Dallas trying to dig in now. Rousseau. Mason, good ball. Quickly moved that on to Dan Creel. Penalty going to be called here for not rolling away on Dallas.
Mark's over there.
Matt Mason trying to go quickly. They just want to keep injecting this tempo into the game. Mike, you said about the Dallas Jackals wanting to play with speed of ball, but you can tell now Seawolves getting the confidence into this game, settling, and it was the offloading. Yep. They got in behind once, and then they kept going again and again and again and creating that momentum. As they are already talking about momentum, they're wanting to go and get 7 points out of this rather than just taking the 3. Check this offload. It's all from the big men in the end. Cameron Orr. You don't say this too many times from your prop. And then again, Herbst gets through, and it's this. I thought this was a bit of a wild offload, but he finds JP Smith. They just keep getting on the front foot. Clever, brilliant execution in the offloading game. And now the Seawolves have a chance.
Here they go. Look to set up the ball. Tapatea gets at the back. He's got it under his right arm. He's scored 6 tries this season. Trying to power him home as this Seattle pack. Dallas trying to hold up. Smith gets it out of there now. Now they get a little space to operate. Dallas, though, is right there. Advantage being played here for the Seawolves. Smith. Back for Pago Heine. Smith gets it out of there again. Matenga with a carry there. The tight head prop. Now Smith to it.
Giving you advantage 9.
Back for Creel. You heard Scott Green. Offside called on Wandy Oliver of Dallas. Advantage here for Seattle continues. Quickly spit out of there and a great tackle. Making that play in a hurry was Dallas.
That was Ben Fry that came up and made that hit. He has been awesome so far for Dallas. He's been everywhere. We've seen some big hits, a couple of big carries from him so far. I mean, he's playing the game that you need out of your open side flanker in a Western Conference final. But discipline right now being an issue for Dallas.
Number 3 has come in front side on the initial move. That's the first advantage. The second advantage was 3 collapsing them all. Third was for 9 offside. Your number 3 is going to the bin for 2 offences in a row. Down here. Cool. It is the first time. 2 in a row. Side entry, then collapsing them all.
So Juan Pablo Zeiss looks like he's headed to the sin bin here for 10 guys. Scott Green, the 16th yellow he's issued this year.
Well, he said it was 3 penalties in a row. I thought he might still give the Dallas Jackals a warning. I would have thought he might give that, and then maybe it was another penalty again. I don't know about you, Mike, but you could say that yellow card's come quite soon.
It has come very soon, but the pressure has been building. We have seen a lot of penalties in this area. He didn't warn them. You're right. I take that and what you're saying for sure. But I mean, this was like the 5th penalty almost if you continue on, just not from those 3.
Here's the push now toward the line. 15 on 14, and Scott Green sticks the arm in the air.
Penalty try. There you go. I mean, talk about the ascendancy coming from the line-out drive. The yellow, another one. Scott Green's given 2 out then in literally 30 seconds, and the Seawolves have a try on the board, a penalty try.
Alicon getting that yellow. So a 7-pointer on the penalty try from Seattle. They're up 2 men, down 3 here early on in the Western Final.
First 20 minutes, empty the tank, we get back together. Yeah. All right?
Get ready for this.
We are here to make the fast food business faster. With just one generous lick. Sorry. There we go. Taste ID will create exactly the combo you would like to eat.
How do you know our customers will like it?
Like it? They're gonna lick it.
Nice.
Get a technology partner that knows your business and your consumers. Globant, technology that really dares to delight.
Welcome back to the Western Conference Final. It's turning out to be a thriller. The home side trail 10 points to 7. Dallas in the lead, but they have 2 yellow cards, dramatic scenes. But we must talk about home field advantage. Seattle have won 19 of the last 22 games at Starfire Stadium, and the fans are at the heart of everything they do. They've won 6 in a row this season here. They mean brilliant, and you can expect a barn burner here. But looking to make more noise, though, is Dallas, kid.
You're exactly right, Dallin. For Dallas, it's been a historic year. They've won more matches, scored more tries than they did in the previous 2 seasons combined. They're in the playoffs for the first time, won their first ever playoff match. Now the question is, today, in their 50th ever MLR match, can they continue to make history and book their spot in San Diego, a chance to play in their first ever MLR championship final? Back to you, Ben.
Thanks so much, guys. Incredible turnaround. 2-30. They didn't win a game in 22. They won 2 last year. They won 6 this year. Amazing.
I'll tell you who definitely doesn't want to see the Jackals in the MLR final, and that's Scott Green. I mean, he just smashed them with 2 yellow cards in a row. They're going to be playing shorthanded now for 20 minutes because that was back-to-back.
Yep.
Oh, sorry, 10. They'll be playing for 10 minutes with 2 players off the field. That was just poor math.
Down to 13 indeed. Ben Holden, Mike Petrie, Will Hooley. You saw Dallin Stanford, Kit McConico. All of our hard-working crew. Great to have you with us wherever you're watching on Fox Sports 1 here in the U.S. and on the Rugby Network elsewhere around the globe. The winner gets New England. You know, the Free Jacks are kicking back, probably having a cool one watching this one today after their victory over Chicago yesterday.
And they'll be watching and looking at the way that the Seawolves, if the Seawolves do get there, already playing from deep. Playing from deep, though, and then kicking on their own terms. It's now Dallas who come away, but it's interesting to see the Seawolves having ball-in-hand approach.
Advantage being played. Creel plays it on. Here comes Seattle. The kick through. The race for it. Trying to get in there is Mooneyham. He can fly. Gets back there, but the Dallas ball carrier gets away a little bit. But Seattle, they are coming with everything now. Advantage for Seattle. They're up 2 men, remember. They try to kick one into the corner, but it goes too far and through and out.
Oh, it was one. Just hold on to it. I know what he saw in front of him, Mac Mason. He saw that little bit of space behind. He had the penalty advantage. But you just felt, just give the ball. All this hard work, you've gone on the outside. He's got another 3 men. It's 3-on-1, maybe 4-on-1. Oh, my word. And then in the end, it's actually a front row who's running after it, Mike.
That was what I was saying. You got to look up and see. That's your number 3, Matenga. Love front row forwards, but if you put kicks through, you'd hope your wing is on the outside. But you had like you said, you had your tight end prop sitting out there. So not the right option, but still had the advantage.
Sorry, my bad. Going to bring this back, and we'll do this one more time. 22. There are the 2 in the bin. Zeiss on the right. He went in first.
You can have a scramble, you can kick it.
Hang on a second, Will. I'm looking as confused as you are. I thought Seattle had an advantage just now.
I thought they did as well. I thought it was from a penalty advantage, but what we're hearing, Scott, I think it was purely just a knock-on advantage. Therefore, because he kicked it, even worse now, he gives it away, and the Jackals have been let off.
Mooneyham the take. Didn't play last week. Jade Stickling did not play last week as well. 2 new wings in there this week. Next man up, Mason plays it outside, played it into the hands of Lopetti.
You're inside, boys.
Smith quickly in there, base of the ruck, played it into the hands of Jade Stickling. 10 tries on the season for him. Now here's an opportunity. They come in, offload there. What a beautiful ball. They get it down. A tremendous play from Nakuru, and it's Pago Heine.
It's Cameron Orr, actually. The big man gets in the end off another offload through the contact, the Seattle Seawolves. But are we coming back for something? Scott Green is wanting to talk. As we watch it here, it's Herbst with great getting through, offloads to another second row partner, and it's there, Cameron Orr. But is that forward? I think it is. We can hear wonderful work from the big second row Rhino Herbst. Phenomenal, but it's that offload at the end, right at the end. Oh, the Jackals have been saved by that. As we'll hear from Scott Green.
Yep.
Yeah, we are time off, yes. We have a sub. Sub coming in. Pushing a little. Okay, yeah, absolutely. Okay, time's back on. Sub is here.
So we're keeping it 10-7. They bring that back, as you said. Scrum coming up.
Let's hold our weight, yes. Yeah, you got it. That's fine, but before the ball comes in, just check this line.
Dallas, though, I mean, this is where it's danger for them. They've got those 2 players off the field. Seattle's got that advantage, and they're playing a little bit fast, so they cut them up straight through the middle, and it's like you said, Will, it's through the nifty work and some handling from their forwards. So the first one's all good. So here's that first offload. They get through that first contact, and this is the one that went forward. So from 5 there, Nakuru, he hits the oncoming Orr, but that one's just slightly forward out of his hands. So unlucky stuff from Seattle, but again, just slice it through the center, through the heart of that Dallas defense, because they're just shorthanded. They don't have enough defenders in that front line.
And they've got some big men to do that, and one of those big men who does the offload is Dan Creel, and he's coming off. So that's a big loss now for the Seawolves, and potentially a big loss for the Seawolves if they get through to the next round. So injuries just keep hitting the Seawolves, even in the middle of this game.
Sam Windsor comes in, replacing Dan Creel. Windsor wearing the 22. We're about halfway through the 2 yellows for Dallas. Both of those issued in the 22nd minute. Penalty here, called against Seattle. And tempers flaring. Play out rugby, and it's hot already. Getting a little hotter in there.
Out.
Quickly diffused by Scott Green and, quite frankly, some of the other men on the pitch.
Separate. Take your boys back. Cam, can you just check the number of the first Dallas player coming in? I believe it was 7. So I had 7 pushing, get involved. Then I have a retaliation by 4. Yes. So the original penalty here is for Dallas for the wheeling of the scrum. I would reverse it for 7 coming in, and then I'd reverse it for 4 coming back. So I'm just going to keep the same penalty. I'll talk to 4. 4, Devon.
Scott Green there talking to one of the ARs, Khalil Harrison. Let's listen in now to the conversation here with the players.
Let me make this real clear to you guys. I have 0 interest in dealing with this stuff today. Okay? Anything else, I'm more than happy to send you off the field. Yeah? Am I clear? That's fine. Okay. No more from you, no more from you. The penalty stays with Dallas because both guys got involved. 7 first, reverse, we reversed here. Okay.
Yeah. There you have it.
I mean, that was a bit of a mess, let's be honest.
Yeah.
Tempers flaring, you could say trying to get into each other. The dark arts of the ruck of just trying to get a cheap shot, I don't know. But in the end, for Seawolves, it's another chance inside the 22, which they're giving away.
And I think this is where some of the mental game comes in to play here, Will, because what I've seen from Dallas is the extracurricular stuff, like after the whistle. You've seen a lot of little shoves. You've seen a lot of mouths going. You've seen a lot of stuff from Dallas, and I think a lot of it is just trying to get them off their game. And so here it is. That's just a little shove that time, but he's not happy about it, not going to take it. So it's that extracurricular stuff that sometimes like just shows like, hey, we're just going to try to rattle you a little bit, right? And that's their number 7. That's Ben Fry, who he said is such an important cog in that Jackals side. I mean, you know, you're just trying to shake it up because, again, you're coming in as the underdogs. You're just trying to spoil the party, and that's what you got to do sometimes.
Nobody thought Dallas would be here except Dallas, but they knocked off 14-2 Houston, and here we are. Seattle waiting for it. The take, they mishandle it, but they gather it, but it's going to be whistled, and it's going to be Dallas ball.
Really interesting play from Elias. Why not? Sam Windsor's just come onto the field, playing a fullback. He's played a lot of fullback, Sam Windsor, but he's also usually a number 10. Stick a bomb on him straight away. Big aerial contest, put him under pressure. And in the end, because he knocked it forward and it landed into the hands of a Seattle player in front of him, that's why it's an obstruction, sorry, an offside. That's why it's a penalty. There you have it. Just drops, just go forwards. And then in the end, Conor Mooneyham, because he's in front of that ball and collects it, he's offside. So just from that one play, Wandy Oliver now has the chance to go 3 points, and Dallas can push 13-7 up.
Try it from 40 here, Oliver. Martin Elias, he's kicked quite a bit this season. He's kicked the majority of their kicks, but lately it's been this guy, Oliver. Elias 31 out of 43, but Oliver 8 of 11 coming in. The strike with the right, that one looks pretty good, and he is good once again. So it's now 13-7. Dallas on top of Seattle. The 2024 Major League Rugby season culminates with a championship at Snapdragon Stadium next Sunday. Legion.com. That's SDLegion.com. So down 2, Dallas could care less, guys. They get another 3 out of it.
And really against the run of play, particularly in this last 10 minutes. It's always important that when you have a drinks break, hydration break, then how do you come out? I thought Seattle Seawolves, they come out really well, but then it's a bit of ill-discipline from them. As much as 2 yellow cards from Dallas, a bit of ill-discipline. We're going to hear Scott Green again with something.
Cam, I'm just going to come up to you, please.
Cam Russell for the first time here today.
We need to check for potential. Yeah, mate, just check for potential foul play on that last breakdown. We have black 5 lifting in the clean out there.
So the player they're looking at is
checking the clean out from black 5 lifting the Dallas player.
Maybe more okay.
See what we can see here, guys. Seattle's number 5.
Yeah, guys, we're still dealing with the team. Maybe you can just give us some space. Go back with your boys. I'll come and find you when we have a decision.
Well, as soon as those legs go above the horizontal, you're in problems.
Yep.
And that's Nakuru, who's a big man, strong man, tries to break through and do a counter ruck, but that could be costly.
Scott, I have a decision.
Okay.
We have clear foul play as number 5 has lifted the player past the horizontal, and the player would have landed on their shoulders had they not broken the fall with their arm.
Okay, so based on what you're telling me, we're at a yellow card?
Correct, yes. And it's number 5.
And that's a 5?
Correct.
Okay, and can you just confirm the mark for us? I believe it's just a taking him through the horizontal, and not for putting his arm out, he would have landed on the shoulder, so that's a clear yellow card for you. That doesn't matter. Dangerous play.
So now,
okay, sorry, Cam,
you don't say this every day. We're going to have 14 on 13 rugby here for a little while, about a minute.
And this is where I think that mental stuff is so important, because that's just silly, right? That's just a foolish penalty, especially in that area of the field. That ruck is clearly just gone. You're trying to just put some pressure in. You're trying to get some physicality into the game, and that's where that pressure comes in. And that feeling of like, hey, I've got to do something, you know, we're under a lot of pressure. I just want to get involved. I want to hit somebody. I want to just do something. And then the next thing you know, you're in the sin bin.
It's the fact that it's back-to-back stuff as well. That someone like Alan Clark would be raging in the coach's box. I mean, honestly, I was talking just before that incident came up about how Seattle, they had a two-man advantage. They felt after that first hydration break, they were getting some ascendancy going forward, getting inside the 22 of Dallas. But then those gifts, Herbst with a stupid bit of play, penalty, and then there, McCreary didn't need to do it. Dallas are now inside the Seattle half.
Here's a kick from Dallas. Contested ball off of the fingertips. Seattle, Dallas, they get it. Picked up, taken out of the base of that ruck there by Tomas Kabisha. 13, one of their two centers. Dallas at the 22. Dallas going to be getting their two out of the bin back quickly. You see big number 18, Kyle Steeves there hobbling around. One of the props now. Here comes Dallas with some speed. Offload. They're going to take another one into that corner. And it's the same guy. It's Nick Benn dotting down for the second time here in the half. And the Dallas Jackals on top, 18-7 with a conversion kick coming.
And what a finish. And check out this out the back pass. This is awesome. Gets through a tackle, has two black jerseys on top of him, and somehow gets his hands free. Milanos, what a play to free up Ben. I mean, look at this. Just straight out the back, backhanded. That is just ridiculous. And then Ben has nobody in front of him, walks into the corner, and they end up on this side of the field off the kick off the original play. Elias, I mean, you can see what Dallas is doing. They're going after, I'm just going to say it, they're going after Sam Windsor. They're putting balls up on him. They're going after him. They're putting high balls on him and attacking him in that area of play, and it's paid off for them there. They get the ball back. They get their hands free, and Milano's just what an incredible offload that time to Ben to just walk in.
So Nick Benn came in with 3 tries this season. He's on Hattie watch, and I'll tell you what, Juan D. Oliver banging that one off the post, and good. He's been dynamite with the boot. Dallas leads by 13 down to Kidd.
Okay, number 18's coming off injured.
Guys, last week, Nate Osborne said Dallas had to be the more disciplined side against Houston. Even with the 2 yellow cards today, they were able to weather that storm. He said we cannot let Mac Mason beat us off the tee. So far, they're able to keep that up, and now back to full strength.
Yeah, Mason, of course, missing that kick after Oliver knocked his first through, Kidd. Good stuff, thank you. You saw a Dallas player being helped. I mean, this match is really taking a toll here, boys.
And it looks as though it could easily be more people coming off this field as this game goes on. 2 teams who just do not need more injuries.
No.
Connor Moonaham going up for a brilliant restart from Mac Mason. Feels like Moonaham is almost like a set-piece play, bringing him in to try and gather it.
Yeah, very late. Yeah.
So the 2 yellows that Dallas was issued, those have been over for about a minute and a half.
22.
Now you've got Nakuru in the bin for Seattle, so Dallas playing the man up here, 15 on 14, leading by 13 on the road here.
Go on the try line.
And that's Oliver. Looks like he needs a little attention. Looking at the right foot there. He's been brilliant, Mike. How good has he been?
So good. I mean, we talked about them in the Open, but I mean, he's just been fantastic. I mean, Dallas in general, I'm just so impressed with the way that they're playing, and just I have to be honest, I didn't see this coming. Them coming in here and being up like this, 20-7 against Seattle. I mean, like we've talked about, Seattle's season. They're class. They've been in these situations. They know how to win. I mean, the game is far from over. Let's face it. Seattle can grind wins out, but Dallas right now is looking red hot.
When they met in round 6, the tries were 5-3 in that match in favor of Dallas. Seattle won by 2. In Dallas, 3 tries scored. Dallas scored 2. They've outscored them. They had coming in 7-4 in the try department. And here so far today, Nick Benn's got a pair. And they lead by 13 on the road here. Penalty going the way of Seattle here. Not releasing, says Scott Green, you see there.
And they were outnumbered there in the forward pack because they've still got the yellow card for Seattle or against Seattle. So J.P. Smith does a great job on defense as the 9. He comes around the other side of the scrum, anticipating that number 8 pickup at the base, and does a great job to get in there and stuff it right in its tracks. Puts a good hit on. Flankers are able to get over the top of the ball really quickly, and that's a huge turnover for Seattle. So here's JP Smith. He's going to come around the corner. He's going to get that first contact in, and what it does, straight over top of the ball is Pongo Heine. I mean, what a play by JP Smith to make that quick tackle, and then Heine straight over top of the ball.
Having a physical 9 really makes a difference. He's a physical big guy, JP Smith. They need him. He's a talisman for the Seattle side, as now they go to this drive.
Throw in from Taufete'e, gets into the back there. Can he get the ball? Ball's down there. On the deck, now pulled out, spun back by Smith, base of the rock. Couple of meters shy. Dallas trying to hold up. Can they do it again down here? Seattle's down a man, remember. And they're down by 13 points. Scott Green right there, nothing yet. Smith trying to get in there. Instead, he lets one of the forwards take it, and they get it down. And it is put down in there by Big Joe.
Number 7 try of the season for Big Joe Taufete'e. I talked about the talisman in JP Smith, but here's another guy. Need to keep him on the field healthy because he offers so much round the park. That one was just close to the line. But a brilliant work. It came from the lineup, came from the drive, came from the pressure. They just come around the corner and they stay patient. I thought for 1 minute, I think it's Heine who tries to get pick in there and maybe gets held up over the line, but doesn't, gets back onto his side. And then Joe just says to JP Smith, I want it. Get away, scrum half. I want the ball and I'm going to put it straight to the post, and that's 7 automatic points.
And what good body position, though. I mean, Dallas just too high on the goal line, way too high. Taufete'e gets right underneath of them, straight between the uprights. I mean, if you're Dallas, you're outnumbered, like you said, you're under a lot of pressure. You really got to be low around those fringes of the ruck, especially right up against your goal line, or someone like Taufete'e will get right underneath you and score.
Much needed if you're Seattle. They're still down a man for another 4 minutes and change. Mooneyham the take right inside of his own 22. Coming up on just 3 minutes remaining here in this first half.
Interesting, now they have a man in the sin bin. They're 1 man down. They're not running it from their own half now. Get the boot. Give it to Mac Mason. Use JP Smith. Try and get it inside the Jackals territory. Put them under pressure.
Oliver gets it free. There was speed coming. They had to move it quickly, and they did. They gained the halfway line. They've worked this side of the pitch, as Mike said, picking on some guys on that side on those couple tries. Now they keep going forward, looking for the offload there. Lucas Burr there, the big lock. And now Seattle. It looked like Oliver was going to have that, but it's going to be whistled here by Scott Green.
Nifty bit of offloading there from the Jackals. We talked about Seattle's forwards doing a job. The Jackals forwards stepping in to do some offloading themselves, but they just didn't have the support in that outside channel. So they make that big break in the wide channel, but they don't get numbers there. They get maybe one extra support player to pick up that first offload, but then when they needed someone else, they were short in the breakdown, and so they turned the ball over.
I find it interesting how Oliver is constantly trying to have a little snipe. They get on the front foot, he's picking it up, he's trying to go again. There you go, you get through the middle of that. That's Ben Fry. There's the offload you talked about, Lucas Burr getting onto that one. But then Oliver, he's straight in, he's trying to entice defenders to him on the front foot. That one he doesn't get away with, but you can clearly see the number 9. He's such a key player to their attack. And then they're getting on the front foot with the Jackals. They look dangerous.
See the passing story is Pongo Heine there, number 7. One of the flankers needed a little attention. Seattle's chunked it around nearly 20 times more than Dallas has, and the rest of the key stats courtesy of our good friends at Sportable. So a scrum here for Seattle. Final 2 minutes of the first half. 34 points on the board. Dallas leads by 6. Smith racing in there to get it. Good speed coming at the line by Dallas.
Onside here, boys. Forwards available, use it, please.
Skyward from the left foot of JP Smith.
Skyward and straight out into touch, just trying to get a breather. Seattle like defending offset pieces, something that Alan Clark spoke to us about this morning. They don't want to mess around inside their 22. As I said earlier, particularly when they got a man down, just take some control of this game. It's been here, there, and everywhere. As Dallas have a chance, they are inside the Seattle half, but just think the Seawolves, they're better defending in these situations.
The throw, and it's taken away. Seattle comes away with it. Chance here in the final minute of this half. See if they can make a push down the pitch. Smith. Mason chases on. Mooneyham, one of those down there. The take by Dallas. Seawolves trying to pluck that ball out of there. Dallas, though. Possession. Kudza. Right down to the turf. Here's the ball. Under 40 seconds to go in the sin bid, the yellow to Seattle.
That was a perfectly placed kick that time by Mac Mason, just outside the 22, putting a ton of pressure on Connor Winchester for the Jackals, but Winchester did a great job of keeping his feet and waiting for support so that they can end the game comfortably and walk into the locker room with a lead.
And the kick there will send us into said locker room. Mike, let's start with you. That guy, Nick Ben's got 2. What are your thoughts on the opening half?
Unreal shift from the Jackals so far. I mean, Will, I don't know about you, but like I said, I definitely did not see this coming, but the Jackals are here to play, that's for sure.
For me, it's just a matter of who can stay on the field now. There's injuries happening everywhere, and also some yellow cards coming in already in this first 40 minutes. It's tight, it's playoff rugby, and there is just 40 minutes to decide who goes to San Diego next week.
Can Seattle, you saw the jam-packed stands, get it done in the second half in front of the home fans and rookie? Or will Dallas come away and steal one and get into their first MLR final? They've been in so many close games. We'll dive into that when we get in to the second half.
Every Saturday, your game is on Fox. I mean, just feast your eyes on this. Because if baseball is as American as apple pie, then Fox Saturday Baseball is one heck of a slice. And with these guys on the menu, all you got to do is sit back, relax, and make some room for a big old helping with a cherry on top. Come on, it's Saturday.
It's time to hit. It's time to pass. It's time to train, step, and tackle. It's time for tradition. And time for brotherhood.
It's playoff time, America.
Let the bass kick. Let the bass kick. Let the bass. Let the bass kick.
I'm tired of overpaying for a close shave.
With Harry's, I don't have to. Harry's offers 5-blade closeness and comfort.
And refills cost as low as $2 each. Half of what I paid before. Go to harrys.com/TV to claim your $5 trial.
I just hurt my neck because I fell out of my chair because my boss just told me that our new starter pack just dropped. A solid stick of deodorant in the scent of your choice. A cream tube of deodorant in the scent of your choice. Plus 2 free items, plus free shipping.
Gonna do the 2-step, then cowboy boogie. Grab a sweetheart.
You could start a farm in your apartment, or you could get fresh groceries delivered.
We have to move.
I feel like I lose track of at least $500 a month.
Yeah, maybe that's because you still use spreadsheets. Haven't you heard of Rocket Money?
No, but you're probably going to cut me off and tell me about it.
It's an app that tracks your spending in real time, lowers bills, and helps you find and cancel sneaky subscriptions.
Sign me up.
Stay on track with your finances and download Rocket Money today.
It is time now for MLR All Access at the Half. I'm Stacey Pates along with Mark Stabina. Each week on Fox Sports 2 on All Access, we bring you great conversations with players, coaches, sponsors. We also have stats and great content. We also have a lot of fun on this show. Well, now we get a glimpse into how Mark's brain works. And for that, America, I'm so sorry.
John, last question, then we'll let you go. Stacey hates it, and I love that she hates it. John Poland.
You can hang up.
Question.
I'm ready to walk off the set.
One last question.
I'm leaving.
No, you're not. This is my favorite question. Before you go.
I want to apologize in advance,
Don't listen
Mac.
to her.
Josh, I'm so sorry.
Josh, shush, Stacey.
Tell him this is the silliest question you've ever heard in your
No,
life.
let him. It's great.
It's dumb.
Christian Dyer, do you scrunch or fold? Mac, do you scrunch or fold? Scrunch or fold?
Josh, what? What does that mean?
Exactly. Thank you.
Stacey.
Scrunch or fold? In what in regards to?
Thank you. He doesn't know because it's
in what context?
Thank you.
That's all he needed to ask.
I fold.
Let's just make sure we're on the same page here. You're not talking about laundry, are you?
I am.
See?
So, when you go to the toilet.
Oh, God.
Wow. Fold. Oh, I'm a scruncher.
I'm a folder, mate. Yeah.
I'd say I'm a scruncher. I'm a neat guy. Like usually I'd be a folder, but I just feel like scrunching just gets more.
I fold. I'm a folder.
Yeah. Still a folder.
Still a folder?
Okay.
That makes sense. That checks.
Still a folder.
Okay.
I think I'm a fold. Has to think about it.
Definitely fold. Organized.
He's organized. See, Stace? Now
not folding, surely, I would imagine.
Okay, you would imagine?
Thanks for sharing, and I'm sure that you love sharing that, because who wouldn't want to answer that question?
That's how you get to know someone.
All I have to say is thank goodness those thought bubbles don't appear above my head. Mark, just why?
Spoken like a true folder, Stacey. Loosen up.
Well, now we know the softer side of some of our MLR players. Thanks for watching MLR All Access at the Half. Enjoy the second half of this game.
They say you're better safe than sorry. But they say a lot of things. In 1953, they said our whiskey recipe tasted perfectly fine, so we burned it and made something better. Maker's Mark. Make your mark.
My moderate to severe plaque psoriasis held me back. Now with Skyrizi, I'm all in with clearer skin.
Things are getting clearer. I feel free to bear my skin, yeah, that's all me. Nothing is everything. Whoa.
With Skyrizi, 3 out of 4 people achieved 90% clearer skin at 4 months, and most people were clearer even at 5 years. Skyrizi is just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses.
Serious allergic reactions and an increased risk of infections or a lower ability to fight them may occur. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms, had a vaccine, or plan to.
Now's the time. Ask your doctor about Skyrizi, the #1 dermatologist prescribed biologic in psoriasis. Learn how AbbVie can help you save.
An experienced QPC eater knows you should never let the ketchup that falls from the hot and juicy burger go to waste.
First 20 minutes, empty the tank, we get back together.
Yeah.
All right?
Get ready for this.
With the right plan, the right team, and hard work, even the most unpredictable events can be overcome. At USI, you have the whole team on your side, protecting you from the unexpected and making sure you bounce back better than ever. We take the time to understand your concerns and provide solutions with customized game plans for you and your business. It's Major League focus and results for you, and we call it the USI One Advantage.
presentation of Major League Rugby is brought to you by Arctic Outdoors. Overbuilt, not overpriced. Shop MLR. Get your MLR fan gear today at shopmlr.com. And our teams are nothing without their valued partners. All season long. Welcome back. One of the great sights in Seattle. You go to the fish market down there and take in all the atmosphere that is Seattle. We're about 12 miles south of there in Tukwila. Dallas leading at the break, and the three of us had the pleasure to call New England and Chicago yesterday. Andrew Quattrin, the late try, countering his counterpart Dylan Fawcett, Jason Patros, and the New England Free Jacks. Guess what? They're back in the championship. They got the win on the home pitch, 23-17 over the Chicago Hounds. What a season they had. Here's our playoff bracket. It's all brought to us by sportsbreaks.com. The Free Jacks trying to do something only one other side in MLR has ever done. Win 2 in a row. That's Seattle. He did it in the first 2 years of the league. We'll see if they can get it done next week. And the S. Marcus Callaway, 4 finalists have been unveiled. Ben Lesage of the Free Jacks, he'll be in San Diego where that award will be presented next week during the MLR Championship. What a great award it is for all these men and so many others do in MLR working in the community. Great crowd in Tukwila. Second half coming up when we come back here in the Western Conference Final.
TV's biggest summer sensation is back for $100,000. Release the balls.
Oh my God.
The Quiz Week Balls, all new Tuesday, August 20th on Fox.
The DQ Freezer, home to all the Blizzard flavors of the past, is opening to bring back salted caramel truffle. Oh, with toffee pieces and choco chunks.
Get your own.
Gotta get your own salted caramel truffle before it's gone.
Hello, portable AC. Hello, Topo Chico. Topo Chico Hard Seltzer with added minerals for a crisp taste.
It's time to hit. It's time to pass. It's time to train, step, and tackle. It's time for tradition. And time for brotherhood.
It's playoff time, America.
When it's all on the line, do you have what it takes to win that bag? Chris Paul's TBT is now on FS1. It's winner take all for $1 million prize. The Basketball Tournament. Monday on FS1.
At over $4 a blade, shaving every day gets expensive. Harry's 5-blade razor offers me a close, comfortable shave. Best part, refills are as low as $2 each, half of what I paid before.
Go to harrys.com/shave to claim your $7 trial.
I just hurt my neck because I fell out of my chair because my boss just told me that our new starter pack just dropped. A solid stick of deodorant in the scent of your choice. A cream tube of deodorant in the scent of your choice. Plus 2 free items, plus free shipping.
This is the story of the one who believes being prepared is not just a way of life, it's how he helps everyone stay safe. He sweats the small stuff before it becomes big stuff. For the one, being an unsung hero in a building full of everyday heroes is just how he likes it. The industrial-grade products you need delivered fast. Call, click Grainger.com or stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Today's presentation of Major League Rugby is brought to you by Beard Guys, the official grooming partner of Major League Rugby. Oval E, play, collect, and win with Major League Rugby's official fantasy gaming partner at ovale.game. And by RugbyNow.com, your one-stop shop for all your rugby needs. Western Conference Final, inching closer to the kick in the second half. Dallas on the road on top by 6. Ben Holden, Mike Petrie, Will Hooley, Dallin Stanford, Kid McConical, all of our crew. Time for the Kappa try summary. 2 from Nick Ben, a penalty try, and Big Joe Tafatea there for Seattle to 4 tries in the first half. Will, the moving pictures from half one.
Well, a frantic and fast first 40 minutes. It started in the favor of the Jackals. Wonderful offload by Gomez Vara. Nick Ben gets into the corner. That's try number 1 for Nick Ben of the day. Then we had some ill-discipline. Pablo Zeiss went to the bin for the yellow card. And then from that came the penalty try and another yellow card. This time to Alakan. He went to the bin. Oh, why not? A third yellow card of the game. This time Seattle. Nakuru didn't need to do it. That was another man to the bin. You could say Scott Green's having a field day, but Nick Ben picked up a second, and Dallas Jackals got a wonderful try. Look at that offload to get themselves back into the lead even further. But that lead was just taken down a little bit by that man, Joe Taufete'e. He got in under the sticks, took this into the half, 20 points to 14.
All right, very good. The first half stats presented, Mike Petrie, by Sportable. What grabs your eyes the most?
I mean, if you're Seattle and you go in down 6 and you've had 62% of territory, something's wrong. You got to get that number right. You got to capitalize when you're in the right ends of the field, whether it's off the tee, whether it's scoring tries. You have to get more points on the board. But so far, very evenly matched game. Dallas has been looking red hot, as we said, but Seattle has had their moments too. They've had some big line breaks. They've gone through the middle. They've had some great offloads. It's been a really spectacular first half. This is going to come down to the wire in the second half.
So far in the history of Major League Rugby, in the semifinal and final rounds, conference final rounds, 9 of 11 matches have been won by the home side. Does that continue? Or is this Dallas side continue to shock the world with a win here and go to the MLR final? Seattle, 2 shields for them. They want to get back to have a shot at their third. The second half is underway. Dallas and the White Kits, they've got the opening possession as Ben Fry takes it and he's dropped. Will, let's start with you. Let's talk about Seattle. What adjustments do you think they need to make here as we begin the second?
Well, I'll say a point that probably Mike will say about Dallas: discipline. You've got to make sure you were disciplined in this game. And then I was starting to see the Dallas Jackals offloading game come around. You saw some of those tries from Nick Ben in the corner. Got to lock them up in the tackle. Got to try and stop that offload. Stop the Jackals getting the ascendancy, getting in behind them. It's a big area of the game. Someone like Lepetti on screen, he's going to be key in stopping those offloads. You've got to wrap them up top. Stop the fast ball.
Mike, Dallas, what do you think they need to do differently?
Literally the exact same thing. The exact same thing. They have to. I mean, Will and I talked about this at halftime. We said the same things to each other. They have to stay disciplined because this game's going to be close. And with all these offloads that Seattle's throwing, you've got to tie the ball up. You've got to get them across the body and make sure they can't keep that play going.
Good tackle there. Good stuff from the guys. We're going to get down pitch side. We get a chance to Dallin and Kit. They had a chance to catch up with both coaching staffs, and we'll get a report from them. We get the best opportunity here. Great to have both men with us on the pitch, knocked away, and Dallas has got it. And it's whistled here by Scott Green. Let's get down to Dallin Stanford for some updates first. Dallin.
Yeah, Ben, Peaches and Will exactly right. Seattle assistant coach Chris Latham said discipline has cost them in the first half, something they need to focus on the next 40. They also need to finish the opportunities they create, and if they do that, they'll be good in the second half for a win.
And Dallas assistant coach Nate Osborne told me exactly what you said: discipline. They have to really discipline themselves in the second 40. That being said, he said, we were down to 13. We didn't concede a point. That's a massive emotional boost. And the head coach, Agustin Cuca Cavalieri, just looked at me and he said, eso lo tenemos. We've got this.
Wow. Great on the translation, Kit. You're hired. That's awesome stuff, boys. Good stuff. This Dallas side, they believe, man. They just absolutely believe. One of their keys in talking to both men that Kit just referenced, Cavalieri, the head coach, and Osborne, the assistant, they said the first 20 minutes is key in this match, and they weathered it. They had a lead in it. Now they're leading here by 6. Here's a big return from Seattle. Penalty call there on Dallas. You see the indication there from Scott Green. Seattle will have it here. Mason, ball in hand.
Take a bow, Divian Rousseau. Yep. My word, the fullback from Seattle. I thought it was a wonderful kick by Nick Ben. Watch how he just keeps it in play. He knows his feet. They're going to go out of place. He just has to push that ball back, keep it on the field, and then go and gather it all in one movement. Very impressive by the fullback. He then gets away from a tackler, In that breakdown is the penalty. Now they found themselves up. Mac Mason's 20-meter-plus kick, but that was all down to the fullback. He's been a really great signing, a new signing for the Seawolves this year. You can say that, well, on the recruitment front from Alan Clark, he's done very well, and he's needed his squad more than ever in this MLR season.
He sure has. They have dealt there, and they're not making any excuses, by the way, either. We're just reporting the facts. It's stolen here in the lineout by Dallas. Both these sides came in dead even in that category at 19 apiece. This season, the only side with more was DC at 20. So a big turn of events there for Dallas. They pop it inside of the Seattle 22 now. 44th minute here. 6-point lead for Dallas on the road. Winner on to the championship next Sunday, and beautiful San Diego. You see Chris Asmus there, the flag in the air. That's where this lineout will come here, Will.
You asked me as well about what's going to win this game. We talked about discipline, locking them up in the tackle, stopping the offload, yes. But the kicking game is going to be so key. On this short, narrow field, you want to get territory, and the contesting kicks from the scrum half, Mike, I know this is an area you know well, they've got to be on the money.
And bounding ball in the line out, taken by Dallas, but Scott Green blows it down. It was knocked on in there. Interesting first half we had. There wasn't a whole lot of consistent pace, a lot of stoppages. Do you think that continues here in this second half as more medical attention is needed here for the Jackals?
I mean, the momentum swings that have been in this game, it's probably really hard for coaches to just try and get a bit of control. I mean, it's so intriguing to be a fly on the wall in that second half locker room. Yeah. Sorry, at half time in the locker rooms. What was said, because to try and get control, yes, get the messages on the field to, you know, just make everyone just chill out. Chris Latham, of course, on screen, a former Wallaby legend, all his experience, no doubt, just trying to tell the guys, you know, there will be momentum swings, but how you control it, how you get situations to just compose yourself. Not let a momentum swing turn into something really drastic, like more yellow cards, which lead to tries. It's playoff rugby. It's small margins now.
Let's check in with Dallin.
Yeah, Ben, I just want to touch on the fact that obviously the Olympic Games is going on at the moment, as we all know. The US women today qualified for the quarterfinals. In the rugby community, we wish them well as they proceed to the medal rounds.
Yeah, the red, white, and blue with a couple of nice wins. Good to see the ladies. Jason Kelsey over there showing some support, I saw on social media. The retired center from the Philadelphia Eagles. Here we go, into the scrum we go. Put in there from J.P. Smith. Seattle. Converted try from taking the lead here. Scott Green doesn't like what he sees here, and Dallas does like it.
Well, we told J.P. Smith to use it, I think, multiple times there, but you could sense that big front three in Cameron Orr, Joe Taufete'e, Sam Matenga, they had a bit of a push going on. The first time I've seen that today. It's a key area of the field they're going to need.
It's been all Dallas for the most part in scrums. They've really had the ascendancy going forward. Just lots of power from the Jackals. But again, you can see, Will, we've talked about this as a theme. So many teams just keeping the ball at the base of the scrum, just trying to gain that penalty. And in this area of the field, when you get a kicker like Mac Mason, you're probably going to say, hey, let's try to get a penalty here so we can put 3 points on the board and close that gap. So not an accident that our referee, Scott Green, is saying, get the ball out. J.P. Smith is really in no rush to do it. He's hoping to draw that penalty.
Yeah, Mason's the best kicker in the league in terms of his accuracy. Although he missed one earlier, came in at 78% tops in Major League Rugby. Put in here from Smith.
To the back, you stay.
To the back now, spins it free. Here they come with some speed. Meters outside of the 22. Call here against Seattle. They bang this one down inside of the 22. Very good kick here from Dallas. Forcing the Seawolves down around their 5 meter, and a good job on the return. Nick Benn there to make the tackle for Dallas. They do get it outside of the 22. Now Mason turns to the back. Seattle, that was Windsor, played the ball off. What a passage here from Seattle. They have flipped the field right back around.
Take it away.
Almost in essence back where they were. Taken out of there by Matenga. The tight head prop says, I'll play a little 9. Now their 9 gets back in there to play it free. Mason had to get rid of it in a hurry and did. Now near side, Stigling. He's got 10 tries on the season. Inside of the 22, he lays it back. Seattle coming with some quick pace here. 10 meters out. Smith plays it.
Step, Dallas.
Again plays it out of there. Mason. Dallas, though, flexing their muscle here. Smith again. Little dummy there. Held on to by Seattle. Now out to the near side. Stickling. Tackle from Dallas. Smith in there. Down on one knee. Played it out of there.
Just need to be patient now, the Seawolves, as Heine tries to battle his way forward, but they just need to keep hold of the ball. But Dallas, I think, is that legal? Oh. Well, they did steal it, but I think they just knocked it on. I was literally saying the Seawolves, they had all that momentum. You could hear the crowd picking up. What a bit of play to get inside the Dallas 22. But a little shake of the head you can see from Mac Mason, because I think he knows it just got a little bit scrappy. Great work from Heine to try and break through the tackle, but it was a steal. Was it a steal in the end? Yes, it was.
I'm not a doctor. I can't make medical.
It was number 1, Liam Murray, who got it, but then it was the knock-on after the turnover. So, Seattle have a scrum inside the 22.
No, time's not off. He's ready.
Scott Green just talking to the players still, but wow, what a bit of work from the Seawolves to get them upfield. Just need to capitalise now, Ben. We've seen them in this area now throughout this match, being inside the 22, not coming away with points. I don't know about you, Mike, but this could be a really key moment in the match.
This is huge. This is a big set piece.
It was very stable. You delay it, you make 3 kicks. Okay, get it in, boys. Right?
As we listen into our referee, Scott Green there.
Okay, time's on.
Get the ball back into play here. But this is a turnover and a quick tap from Oliver, who's showed intent to play quickly a few times, kicks that ball upfield. But then moments later, Seattle, off the counterattack, gets right back to that same spot. And again, they are now camped out inside the Jackals 22. And I think, like you said, Will, they have to get points here somehow.
All the way. No, not quite. Offloads to Sam Windsor. And then it's just that bit of patience. The scrum half decides to do it himself. The little dummy gets himself over, but it's from Lepetti. That's just a bulldozing run from the USA Eagle. And the offload. And JP Smith just attaches himself right on at the end to get himself over the line.
Okay, and also I had 15.
So the conversion.
You see 15. Have a quick
Seattle looking to take the lead here.
I think it's the second time now. We'll play advantage.
Try from JP Smith, and the kick from Mason is good. And it's 21-20 Seattle as they come to their feet at Starfire, down to the pitch to Dallin.
Yeah, that's right. His wife Katie is here. She's pregnant, expecting their child. She looks on as the family starts to celebrate so far in the second half comeback.
Up a point. Also, we'll note celebratory mentions. Alan Clark will turn 57 tomorrow. What a birthday gift it would be for him. But a long way to go in this match. This Dallas side, they have been in 12 matches this season that have been decided by 7 points or less. They're 4-8 in those matches, so you cannot count this side out. That's 3/4 of their matches. They've been in 7 or less, and quite a few of those are 2- and 3-point matches. Right now, Seattle's got the lead by 1, 21-20 in the 53rd minute. Oliver pops it up. Take from Seattle. Smith. Once again, but this time he's going to send it skyward. Chase for it. Comes down with it. Does Seattle. It's Mooneyham in there. What a job by Connor Mooneyham to get in there and get in position to make that play. To the back now. Here come the Seawolves with speed. Stigling stumbled a bit there. Goes down at the 22. Smith, long ball into the middle of the park. Smith frees it again. Outside, they try to work it. Dallas holding their ground. That's Windsor. Came in the first half to the veteran Sam Windsor. Laid back now. Hard run there from Joe Tapatea. Smith looks right, goes right. Divian Rousseau offloads. Here they come. Little hop step out there to the outside. Inside of the 22 is Seattle. Penetrating their way down the pitch. Smith. Move back. Good offload there. Now Mason turns. Here they come. Stigling's out there. Trying to get by two. Could have been a high tackle there. They try to get him into touch. Chris Asmus there. It's still in the field of play. Now Rhino Herbst. Inside of the 5 is Seattle. Played into the middle. Dallas trying to hold their water here. Seattle putting all kinds of pressure on them. Another good tackle from the Jackals. J.P. Smith. He doesn't take it. One of the big boys up front takes it instead. Now Smith's in there this time. Battle continues at the 5. Smith plays it out. 3 meters outside of the try line. Smith outside. Ball spilled to the deck. And after a serious amount of pressure, we get a whistle.
Oh, my word. Oh, my word. They just knocked it on at the end, and the Seawolves. You could just feel everything they were touching was turning to gold, and it started from this point. Connor Mooneyham, what a take this is in the air. Get to them on the front foot, the Seawolves. They get inside the 22. It's the handling as well from the forwards. Everyone's coming into play. Cameron Moore, you shouldn't be doing that. But he does.
Yeah.
Rousseau getting into the game in the outside channel. Stigling, you're thinking maybe this is his time. He steps inside and scores. Not to be. It's a great defense in the end from the Jackals just to hold on to the ball. And it's this last-minute switch. Lepetti, well, look at that. Ben Fry again. We talked about him in this game being everywhere. He needed to be there.
Yep.
He stopped it at source, and Lepetti couldn't hold on to it.
You're right, some fancy handling from Seattle. But again, we talked about tying up that ball. You were the one that mentioned it. I mentioned it as well. That try for Seattle that was scored moments ago was led by an offload off of that Mooneyham kick, another offload. So that offload game really working against the Jackals right now. They've got to tie up the ball carriers and slow this game down. I talked about that they want to play fast, they want to play at pace. But right now, they have had a hard time keeping up with Seattle.
Scrum for Dallas.
Maybe on this side.
Scott Green, our referee. Chris Asmus, Khalil Harris in the ARs. Cam Russell's our TMO.
Let's go, reset.
One more time here. Juan D. Oliver plays it in. Picked up out of there. Good dummy there. Gets a little bit of breathing room on that carry. Does Dallas.
Who's available? Hold in front, Dallas. Right.
Played back and sent down the pitch. And into touch.
Good work, good exit. That's what you need from the Jackals. Not trying to play around with that too much. Get yourselves out of the 22 when you've just taken a bit of a battering. Interesting there, you see it in the top left corner with Sportable. Those average distances, those keys to the game. When you think of territory gain, it could become massive later on. You need to get yourself up the field, put pressure on your opposition. Sportable giving us the stats to give us the narrative as this game goes on.
Seattle lineup up to get it there was Rhino Herbst. Among the best in the league and line-out wins this season. Also really good at stealing it. So is Gomez Vara of Dallas, both with 9 coming in. Now Seattle looking to get back down the pitch. Man, they were so close down there on an excellent passage of play. Here they come again. Stiglingle taking on the hop. Inside of the 10-meter line, runs over defender, offloads the ball to Smith. J.P. Smith between the sticks, but he takes it out, knocks it down. What a try from Seattle, and they extend the lead now. The Seawolves punch them right back.
Just waiting to hear if there was any last call from the referee, but it looked clean. J.P. Smith with the footwork, but it's Jade Stigling. The strength from the winger to get it out to the width. Matt Mason calls out the back. I was just about to say a pass hits the floor. And Stigling just shows through, but we are going to just hear the TMO.
On-field decision, no try. Believe there's a knock-on on-field. Checking now and restart.
So that was the voice of Cam Russell saying no try.
Just for clarity, Scott, are you referring to the grounding?
The grounding, yes. Okay. Referring to the grounding.
Checking now. Producer, end on, please.
Okay. I've given you an answer about this, so no more appealing from him, please. Okay, we're giving you an answer. Let's move on.
Here it is. Here's the grounding coming up from J.P. Smith. Is there anything in this?
Just wait there, please.
Oh,
no. Right there.
Just came out of his hand.
No.
Yeah. Oh.
Oh, yep. My.
Scott, it is clearly a knock-on, and
okay.
I'm just also checking a tackle in the lead-up.
Lost forward and goal.
Knock-on and goal, correct.
Goal
and if you just don't mind holding, I'm just checking a tackle in the lead-up.
Okay.
Ben, Mike.
What a turn of events, guys.
I'll come and find you.
We're waiting on another potential.
No, he's not talking. I told you, just go and wait, please.
My word, I can't believe J.P. Smith has dropped that.
Smith, and you see he can't believe it. You see that a lot of times in the NFL when guys run in and they drop the ball before they get over the goal. But that didn't look intentionally. He did that. It just kind of slipped out.
It's getting a bit hot and sweaty.
No clear foul play, Scott. Decision is knock on and goal.
Wow.
Okay.
What a turn.
Clear knock on by you. Clear knock on. You're clear knock on, so it's goal line drop. No try. No try. Goal line.
Wow. I'll tell you what, though. I mean, you're saying you can't believe it. I can. I always question when people place the ball down with one hand. Like, he goes to one hand. I always question that. Two hands if you're not going to go to the ground. But, you know, when I was growing up, we were in high school. Our coach used to force us. He'd say, listen, you got to go to deck. Go down with the ball. Go down on top of it when you ground it. We used to run drills where we used to actually fall on the ground when we were running shuttles to make sure that we got grounding right, because that's not what you want to do. That was worst case scenario, like nightmarish stuff. You're in, it's clear, and you drop it. J.P. Smith will be freaking out about that if the game comes down to that play.
You're not kidding. Great points by you. And now Dallas comes away with it. The Jackals now. Oliver kicks it down. This one will get over the line and all the way through the back. Will it? Yes. Mooneyham down there just couldn't get it. And it goes out. So if you're Seattle, guys, now you got to somehow, as we get one more look back at this, you got to make sure you don't let that emotion bring you down after that whole sequence with that try overturned. Am I right?
Indeed, but it could be even getting worse, though, Ben. I was just having a little look at that. No, subs coming on. I just thought for the Seawolves, I was like, they messed up again. Connor Mooneyham, I thought that might have touched him just before it went dead. But you have, I mean, look, Seattle, I don't know. Look, J.P. Smith is a wonderful player. Wonderful player. Yep. And the way that he beat the last defender.
Pago Heine out of the match.
Just had to put it down. Does that just give the Dallas Jackals that little bit of something? Right. Are you saying, like, literally just
a little bit of life?
Hold on a minute. We've just been given an absolute lifeline.
Because that's two straight passages of play where they were getting their brains beat in down inside of the 5, right? So that's got to be a massive uplift for them. So Heine's out, as I mentioned, the flanker. Reed Davis wearing 20, replacing him. 1 point match, 20 to go. Don't go anywhere. We're back after this.
First 20 minutes, empty the tank, we get back together. All right?
Get ready for this.
Seattle on top. We're going to get down to Dallin Stanford momentarily. Final 20 minutes here, guys. And it looked like Seattle was going to go up by 8, but instead they remain up by 1 after Smith knocked it on in the try zone after an amazing play, and they take it back.
Listen, 21-20, 1 point game. Ooh. This is the stuff dreams are made of for fly halves, Will Hooley, right? This is where it comes down to a drop goal at the end of the game. This is what we're going towards. Just get your team in that position, drop into that pocket, cross your fingers, and hope for the best.
And I will add before we go to Dallin, Dallas has 2 of those this year. Seattle doesn't have 1. Let's go to Dallin, who's got Devin Short with him.
To play for another 40. Give up your side.
Absolutely. You know, playoffs footy, it gets to the points where you got to play for something bigger than yourself. And, you know, you break it 10 minutes into the game. You know, I'm not coming out that early. You know, coming from San Diego and then, like, my career going the way that it's gone. And just, you know, I'm here for the team, here for the boys. I want to make sure I put my body on the line for them. And, you know, that's what it is when it comes to playoffs, you know.
What are you seeing in the last 20 minutes of this game?
You have that mindset. We looked really good during the week. You know, you just get your screen in during the hard minutes, and you know, that 20 minutes is playoffs footy. You know, that's the one where there's a championship come in, happen. You can't be beaten.
Rest up, my friend. All the best. The last one.
Cheers, man. Thank you.
All right, guys. Thanks so much. So we're going back to this play where Mooneyham touched this ball. Are we not?
I think we are.
Yeah.
Just trying to listen into Scott Green's mind. So we're actually going, okay, we're going for a goal line dropout now, not the scrum back where the... So it was this just before the hydration break.
Oh, but it hits his leg, right?
It hits his leg.
So we're back to it now. And the goal line dropout now, it's out over the halfway line. Dallas has possession. They're down a point here. This Dallas club, 12 matches, 7 or less have been decided. They've won 4 of those, lost 8 of them. Seattle, conversely, 19-3 at home. In the last 22, they've won 6 in a row at Starfire. The only loss this season was against Houston early in the season. A whistle here from Scott Green for a knock-on.
Dallas still trying to do that offloading game. Yes, a knock-on came from that offload, but they are still got no fear, this Jackals side. Gustin Cavalieri, Nate Osborne, superb coaches for the Jackals. Such a turn of events from the previous 2 years of that franchise's history. And like you say, they've had some tight games. They are not afraid of being just behind or being in a tight game. They know about it all season long. Some of them haven't gone their way, but others have.
7 matches they've led late in the match. They're not leading now, but they're 1-6 in those matches. One of them was in this stadium in round 6 when Mason nailed them late in the 78th with a penalty kick that won the match. Here we go, the final 20. New England awaits the winner of this one next Sunday at 4 Eastern on Fox National Television from Snapdragon. Smith in there. Mason. Good ball, but they mishandled that one, but it went backwards, Stickling there to the halfway line. Smith now. Rhino Herbst. Try last week for him, his only try of the season. It was a massive one in the victory over San Diego. Here's a ball up in the air, a great take from Dallas there. 4.2 on the hang time. Now they come quickly. They're going to stay in. Good job to keep it alive. That's a heck of a play out there. That's a great play right there, turned in. Now the ball, the chase for it. Oliver in there. He pops it in. What an effort by Damon Torres there, number 20.
Coming all the way back, though, for a penalty.
Yep.
Superb high ball, though, from Nick Ben. Wow, getting up in the air. Hands actually up in front of him as well. Not easy. Wandy Oliver trying once more to try and get a speed of ball. But I think it was a slightly no-arm shoulder wrap. Joe Tafate's tackle, which therefore had them, or gave the Dallas Jackals an advantage.
Here's the high tackle on you, mate. So speed better, please. Back 10.
Oh, no, sorry, it's the high tackle from JP Smith, not Joe Tafate. I thought it was no arms at the beginning.
Could have been both, really, right?
Potentially could have been both.
Yeah.
As I wonder whether could this be potentially in Dallas Jackals' kicking range?
I know you'd kick it. What do you think they do?
I haven't been to the gym in a while, so I don't know if I've got that distance in me anymore, but...
So it's 2 strikes in a couple of seconds. Sort your discipline out, otherwise I'll get involved and you won't like it. Okay, it was a knock-on advantage to them, not to you. No, back you go. That's a big decision. Back you go.
Back you go.
And actually, JP Smith, though, said that's a big decision.
It certainly sounded like one to me, didn't it?
Yep.
But there we go. A high tackle, then a tackle that was off the ball, double penalty.
Okay, thank you.
They're not going to go for goal. They're going to kick it right into this corner.
What do you guys think of this call? What would you have done, Mike Petrie? Would you have kicked or done what they're doing?
Listen, I think in these situations, I said it before, I'll say it again, I'm happy I'm up here not making these calls, but you defer to your kickers, right? When you're determining whether or not to go for points, the captain ultimately conveys that message to the referee, but you check with your kicker, and in that situation, they just say, it must have been Oliver that said, hey, this is a little bit beyond my range, so we're going to go for a line out instead.
All right, here they are now. They go to work with said line out. Connor Winchester, number 12, had the carry there. Now Dallas, they have been doing a lot of defending here in this second half. Advantage for Seattle. They come away with the pill, and they pop one down. Dallas, though, will get it right back, edge of their own 22. Now the Jackals. Just 9 wins in 3 seasons in MLR, 6 this season, none the first, 2 last year. And they are 1 win away from going to the championship. Seattle, they want a 3rd shield, their 3rd straight conference final as they send it back down, and will reset here in the 64th minute.
Some big hits coming in, huge hit coming in from the Seawolves. Can't quite see the number on it, but the turnover was there as well. Nakuru came in. Wonderful bit of play from the Seawolves in the end. They needed something like that. But Dallas still maintain themselves in the Seawolves half. They still have another shot.
They do. Dewey Kutsa, the hooker, the throw-in. Here they come, some speed from the back. Oliver. Finds it once again down on the deck. Gotta go inside. Here they come. Good run there. Oliver once again frees it. Here they come now. Another opportunity inside of the 22. What a passage here. But Dallas committing a mistake.
And that's just being like, just over anxious, really. I mean, just like overexcited. You're just so psyched up. You're Gomez Vara. You find yourself in open space. They've been throwing offloads all game. We said that they've got nothing to lose. The pressure is off. They're just throwing the kitchen sink at this. But Gomez Vara finds himself, just go back there. You can see he tries to flick that ball up off the ground. Just go back and place it. You know, your oncoming support player is too low, not expecting that. Just recycle that ball, and you almost guaranteed, I almost guarantee that if they recycle that ball, they'll probably score in the corner.
I guess this is something that they've been drilled in by. Someone like Nate Osborne is play quick. I absolutely agree with you, Mike. But you can see just before that, Gomez Vara got that tip pass, again, quick ball. They still want to keep the ball alive. They don't want to get into a slow match. But that was just too much in the end. Offload not leaded. Now Seattle can try and exit.
66 minute. Smith pulls it out of that scrum. "35 meters, they get the ball up the pitch. Dallas gets possession, though.
Substitutes coming on for the Dallas Jackals side. I mean, look, they talk about substitutes. You can also talk about them as finishers. These guys have got to finish this game off or be the impact for their team. 14 minutes still in this game. There is so much rugby still on offer, so many momentum swings potentially there. And the bench, wow, this is where you really got to make it. Try and put your team in a final in the championship next weekend.
So Chance Wingluski will run at hooker, wears 17. Saw Kutzer come out. Now Oliver getting it back. Halfway line, just gaining that is Dallas. Oliver still going.
Lost. Offside, 14. Standing up on the wrong side.
Offside called on Mooneyham.
Standing up on the wrong side of the ruck.
And that's where that quick breakdown and quick recycling of the ball can catch you off guard if you're on defense. So Dallas is getting quick recycled ball. They changed direction. So that was Oliver, pivots back, comes back down the short side. And this time, though, this time he backs himself. So similar distance, just further off towards the sideline last time. And this time from more central in the field, a little bit more in front of the post, better angle, like literally directly in front at this point from that shot. This is a big kick.
Big kick to step up. Kicked well, as you can see there, 4 from floor. He actually generated this penalty from himself from trying to go quick ball. So Wendy Oliver, can he put the Jackals to a 23-21 lead?
Trying to give him a 2-point lead. Crowd doing him no favors, as you would expect on the road. Juan D. Oliver, the strike with the right, plenty of distance, and Oliver does not get it. Anything you saw watching him kick that or not?
Other than I literally saw his reaction as soon as he hit it.
Okay.
You can always tell with a kicker, as soon as they've hit the ball, they almost turn around because they know. I could see him. He was almost trying to use his body to try and kind of curve it in, not to be. But look, he had the distance. We talked about discipline. You can't give Wendy Oliver clearly a penalty on the halfway mark because he's got the distance.
Dallas right back down the pitch. They send it. Seattle. Now they haven't had possession here for quite some time. And that kick finding touch. 36 meters gained on it.
Bouncing a rugby ball there, eh, Mike? It's just hit the turf. It's a good kick, don't get me wrong. He's gone for a spiral, didn't quite get a spiral, but because it hit then the turf so hard, it just bounced in the opposite direction. I don't know about you, but I always found it difficult playing on turf.
It is very tricky. I mean, that ball came off wonky off his foot. You saw it just wobbling through the air. And you don't want to be on the receiving end of that, especially if it's hit the ground first on artificial turf.
Tomas Beckerman, the lineout. Correct myself. Misspoke on who came in to replace Kutza, and it's Beckerman, number 17, for Dallas. Got that straight. Here we go. Dallas with it again. Kick from inside of their own 22. Stigling back there. Now Seattle, they're going to return it.
Stay. Thank you, good stuff.
Approaching the final 10 minutes here in this Western Conference final. It's a 1-point lead for Seattle.
Some good kicking exchanges there. Big boots. Rousseau, Elias. They're going to come key now into just gaining that territory, because it might just come down to one chance to win this game. You've got to be in the right area of the field. I said it probably about 10 minutes ago with JP Smith and Mac Mason being key with the boot. Well, it's the same for the Dallas Jackals and Elias and Oliver. These guys have got to be the game managers, get their team in the right place in the field. Forget the 50-50s now. I almost think that offloading game has got to be absolutely on. If not, hold on to it. You can't just be giving up easy errors. Play in the right areas of the field.
In other words, you better be sure of everything you're doing here in the final 10.
Absolutely, in all things. Your call process, your set piece, decision making.
Here's Seattle now.
And I like that. Touch. And I like that. That's exactly the sort of thing. Yeah, it's a 1-point lead, but it's a lead. Matt Mason just put the ball into the corners. Ask the questions of now Dallas. They've got the pressure now. What are they going to do from this area of the field? You know about this, Mike, more than anyone. It's difficult as a game driver when you're on the back foot or certainly inside your own half.
It is, but I love that Seattle gave themselves the option to run, right? So they looked like they could if they wanted to. Their kicker just had to look up. Didn't see any space in front of him as far as the run option, so puts it to the foot, puts Dallas backwards, gets some real estate upfield. But you can imagine that Dallas is just going to return the favor here momentarily and try to get that real estate back.
Deep and high throw, well executed by Dallas. They get it. They opt to do that. Send it down with the foot. Now they're going to apply some heat defensively. Winchester, one of those in there, number 12. Initially on the contact there on the returner of Seattle. Now Dallas trying to hold their line. Seattle. Those two pushes we referenced earlier about 10 minutes ago. The second one being the one where it looked like Smith scored. They put all kinds of pressure on, but Dallas has kind of taken that away, that momentum, and now kind of a back and forth affair here with the kicks, guys.
Wow, and that's a 50-22 from Oliver, just so composed in the backfield. Great work. We've seen kick battle back and forth, and this time, watch this, ball gets swung into the midfield, and Oliver, we talked about how he's such a good goal kicker and the influence he has on their attack, but how about that, just composure in the middle of the field, in the backfield, and just puts that thing on a dime, and that's the role you want out of the turf into the corner.
And that's the role I would want of my halfbacks, my game drivers. Here we go, line out 5 meters out, and we know they like to drive.
Here they go. Up and down they go. There's the push. They are close. Scott Green right there. Jackals trying to hammer this thing down. Green down, they've got it down. Dallas gets it, and they take the lead back. What a punishing maul. They push it right home, and Dallas leads it 25-21 with a kick coming.
And the forwards finish that one off, but you better be going and patting on the back your number 9, Oliver, for setting you guys up only a couple meters away. They had a lot of work to do. Seattle put up a good fight here, but man, Dallas so organized. The back's getting involved. Look at this. Everyone get in there, and then look at that energy. Look at that excitement. The Jackals finding the try line as the minutes tick away off the clock for Seattle. And wow, here we go.
Huge kick. Let's look back at that 50-22, guys, that you referenced that set everything up. This after 5 minutes ago. We're going to look at that in a moment. Wandy Oliver missed a potential go-ahead kick from nearly a midfield. This is a big kick here, Will Hooley. Solid strike and off the post. Oh!
Could that be a 2 points gone begging? It allows Seattle just to get a try. Still 4 points lead, though. But look, hey, you've got to credit Wandy Oliver. He might have missed that kick, which could be crucial. But this is what a 50-22 looks like. 43-meter gain, kick just inside his half, rolled it out into the 22 of the Seattle, and then the maul. That was then the try that gets it over the line, but could have been costly not getting that conversion. We shall see.
5th try of the season for Tomas Beckerman. Has them up 4. But as we know, all they need is a try here. Final 5.5 minutes here, Seattle. Can they make a push down? Good speed from Dallas. Not much room there for Seattle at all. Whistle down, penalty call here on Dallas.
Here's that discipline that might crush Dallas, because I was just about to say Seattle needs to not panic, right? They're a world-class team. They've been in these situations before. They still need to just be patient, be confident, stick to their systems, not try to force anything. And Dallas here just gifting them an opportunity through that penalty. And we'll see what the result is of this kick. But wow, you cannot do that.
Dallas, 4.
Less than 5 remaining.
You can't do that, you're right. He's gone for it, though. I could always commend a player that he's gone for it, but I just don't know whether he needed to go that much. Give your forwards a chance to get a platform going inside the Dallas half. Rousseau with such a big left boot. He's gone for the money ball. It's backfired, but they find themselves now on the halfway line. It's still Seattle ball.
Throw goes off the mark, and it's into the hands of Dallas. And a run there from Juan Pablo Zeiss. Now the Jackals, they want more. Trying to extend this 4-point lead. Good hands back there to gather that ball in. Oliver pulls it free. And here the hits loud and clear. Oliver again freeing it. Good job by Orr, the loose head prop number 1. First to the ball for Seattle. Take a look. They pop a kick out. Ben's out there. Funny bounce. They get it.
Stay up.
Now Oliver has to pop one through there. It'll find touch.
And that is a fantastic kick. 2 kicks in a row that just push them upfield. And Oliver, he has just been a star today for the Jackals, putting that kick through. But here's this line out. Oh, man, overthrow straight into the hands of the Jackals. I mean, Seattle right now, just their own worst enemy. Missing touch, missing their target on the line out throw. Inexcusable stuff at this point in the game. And here's that first kick that gets a nice bounce off the turf. We talked about those bounces can be tricky. That one bounces in favor of the Jackals. And then this one, again, just cool, calm, collected. Oliver just pushes that one into the corner, but starting to cramp up now late in the game.
Yep.
Time is on, please.
Get him stretched out.
So smart. That's just really good game management. Remember, there is only a certain amount of minutes in this game, and they've got the lead. The Jackals, can they do this? But Seattle, 3 minutes to change the tide.
Right, nothing clear there.
34-32 when they met here back in April. Seattle won late. Mac Mason, the winning points. Right now, Seattle needs a try. No conversion, they just need a try. Here in the 78th minute, here they come.
I'm seeing a lot of Seattle fans sitting in their seats, though, still. Man, if you're in that crowd and you're wanting your team to get this win, you better get up on your feet and start making some noise.
Here they come. There's a break. Here they go. Inside of the 22. The ball into the hands there on the pass from Rousseau, and they get it down. Ryan Reese puts it down, and they're up 1.
No way. No way. Damien Rousseau.
78-20.
It's Reese who gets the try, but Seattle, they're on their feet. Starfire goes wild. And they can thank their fullback, who's been brilliant today in so many facets of the game. Look, just straightens up, and it's a missed tackle. It's one missed tackle. Instead of going all the way, he passes it back inside to the replacement scrum half. Ryan Reese who gets over. And with only 2 minutes on the clock, it's that the try that does it. I can't believe I did not see this coming right at the end. I thought Dallas in the right area of the field. They've got the ascendancy. But it shows a quality outfit the Seawolves are. And a quality fullback that they have in Divian Rousseau to make that break.
Sam Windsor converts it, and it's a 3-point lead for Seattle. 28-25.
Now
they're on their feet.
Wait for this kickoff. This is going to be for all the marbles here, but how about that inside pass? Ryan Reese was just he was trucking along, man. He was huffing and puffing and going, but Dallas, they're going to go heavy after this one.
They're sending up there. They got it. They come down with it. Oliver plays it back now. Fry goes down, lays the ball back. Oliver's in there. Dallas. About 45 meters from the line, but of course, if it became a situation, the kick would get him level. Oliver in there. Stadium as loud as it's been today.
Still time.
Discipline for Seattle. You gotta hold it. You gotta keep your cool. No penalties here. This is kicking range for Oliver.
Yup, sure is. Outside ball and a good one. Here they come. And a hard charging run there. Still going. That was Gallagher on the carry. Seattle trying to get in there and get it. They can't. Oliver plays it back. Seattle trying to hold up. Digging for it. Dallas has it.
It's Seattle's ball.
They turned it over. Yes, they do. They turned it over in there, and all of that in the breakdown, and the Seawolves have it.
There's the steal right at the end. Nakuru. And Ryan Reese gets his hands on. The try scorer comes up at the end and the whistle goes. Seattle have got themselves out of jail at the end.
What a match. What a victory. Seattle wins it in comeback fashion in the 79th minute on the try from Ryan Reese. And they're headed to the Major League Rugby Championship to face New England.
Wow. Seattle just knows how to win. They just know how to win. We knew Dallas was going to come in hot. It was something we talked about in this room before the game, and it was all, the chat was all about Dallas. They're playing so well. How could you not go with Dallas? How could you not even look at their, and I'm saying, I said it, I was like, look, Seattle is just a class organization, and they know how to win.
Let's get a look now at our Sports Breaks Player of the Match candidates. This will be a tough call, or will it?
Well, I mean, look, you've got the 2 9s there. I thought Wendy Oliver was superb today. I've got to also credit the front row, the props, Metenga and also Cameron Orr of the Seattle Seawolves. They were brilliant, but Divian Rousseau, outstanding all game, and he came up with the play of the match. So why not give him the player of the match as well? Superb from the fullback of the Seattle Seawolves.
What a battle. Absolute slugfest between these two. You got to tip your cap to Dallas. Certainly you got to tip your hat and salute Seattle. They're going back to the final, down to Dallin with our player of the match.
Divian Rousseau, have you seen anything what said in the last few?
Are you happy about the break?
Yeah, having a little difficulty there as we can hear with the microphone. We do apologize. We'll try to get that cleaned up so Dallin can talk with Divian Rousseau. But guys, what a absolute slugfest this was in Seattle. They get Dallas again. Now let's go back down to Dallin here. We believe we've got it corrected.
Yeah, Divian, talk about those last few seconds. Tell us about the mindset to get that win.
Yeah, we said we have to fight for every inch now. I'm just really happy about that last break. That it's almost my fault that I couldn't kick the kick to touch into touch. So yeah, just very stoked that we could pull it through at the end, and we're going to the championship final. So that's all that matters.
A message to your fans here at home. They've been wonderful all year long.
Yeah, they've been tremendous. Thank you so much, guys. We really appreciate it, and we can always hear you on the field. Thank you.
Quick thought about New England. You played them this season. You did well. What are you going to focus on?
Yeah, they're a very good team. guns blazing for them. I know they'll do the same, so it'll be a good match, and hopefully you guys will support us again.
Congrats on an unbelievable finish, my friend. Well done.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Dallin. Thanks to Divian Rousseau. Speaking of New England, Seattle won there on April 20th in round 8, a 29-21 win. That was the second of 3 losses at home for New England this year. There we go, guys. The pieces are in place for next Sunday.
There it is indeed. New England against Seattle. 2 brilliant teams in Major League Rugby. You could say deservedly should be in the final overall, but wow, Dallas, credit to them. Credit to Chicago as well yesterday. I mean, just a phenomenal conference finals rugby matches that we've had on display, both yesterday and today.
Listen, I just want to credit to the fact that Rousseau, you talk about mental toughness and mental resiliency. He said it himself. He was the guy that missed touch, and we were smashing him here in the booth saying you cannot do that. And he rebounds and makes the play of the day that his team needed to punch their ticket to get on a plane to San Diego.
And the Seawolves will play for their 3rd Major League Rugby Shield, as New England's trying to do what the only other side in the 7 years the league has done, go back-to-back, and that is Seattle.
2 teams who know it well, and obviously I remember it last year when New England got that win. They want to do everything to try and get another one, but now it's the Western Conference Final winners, Seattle. It's all about them.
Down to Kit.
Gentlemen, I'm not finished there yet. In the competition for this year's Western Conference Championship.
Seattle, the Western Conference champs. They'll meet the New England Free Jacks next Sunday at 4 Eastern. For Will Hooley, Mike Petrie, Dallin Stanford, Kip McConicle, all of our crew, thanks to them all season long. Ben Holden saying thanks for watching. We'll see you next Sunday.
Exciting team format in Pro Pickleball has arrived in the beautiful mountainous state of Utah. This is Major League Pickleball by Margaritaville. This is the Vulcan MLP Salt Lake City regular season event where teams are jockeying for position here in the premier level standings. We're playing indoors this weekend at the Pickler in Kaysville, just about 30 minutes away from downtown Salt Lake City. And the top 2 teams in the premier level standings right now squaring off for our next match here on the national stage. So thrilled to be alongside one of the winningest GMs in Major League Pickleball's history. Also won a couple of titles as well in his history. Dave Fleming. I'm Michelle McMahon. And Dave, you had some time to get some scoop from some of these players. The St. Louis Shock taking on the Dallas Flash. What's jumping out to you the most about this matchup?
The fact that the standings are where they are and we're getting this. So it's you know, we talk about having a regular season, Michelle, and we see sort of how we've played enough events to sort of see the pecking order a little bit, and here we go. And it's interesting to see how this is going to work out, and the dudes are going to start it, and Gabe Tardio has been just an absolute phenom over the last 18 months.
He has, 18 years old, and his teammate is 18 as well. Gabe Tardio originally discovered the sport via his grandpa in Bolivia back in the day, and then there's Hayden Patriquin. These guys, they might be young, but they're veterans of the game, and Hayden Patriquin has had one heck of a year in pro pickleball across both leagues.
Yeah, it's awesome to see a guy like himself who has paid his dues at such a young age, Michelle, and then jumps in a final with Fed Staxford on the Carvana PPA Tour, makes it all the way. And when I see a player make their first championship Sunday, do the nerves take it or do they rise? He rose to the occasion. He's got a gold medal. That's something else.
They call him Big H. He's got a lot of swag, and so does J.W. Johnson. He's wearing a number 12 at his back. Dave will give you the story on that in just a moment. Just 21 years old, one of the best athletes in the game right now. No nobody has faster hands than him, maybe other than Ben Johns.
Yeah, no, there's a story on both sides. The jewelry on the front that we can see right there, he said the most necklaces he'll put on is 5. The 12 on his back is somehow he fell to the 12th pick. GMs didn't do it right with that guy.
We'll explain the draft format for this season in just a bit, but there's a look at Augie Gudd, the lefty. He is one of the players on the rise this year, former Division I college tennis player at the University of Arizona, but he began his pro pickleball career as the scorekeeper in Arizona, worked his way up, got laid off from his career